Well, the teams are just making their way out onto the field. The final game in the Scottish Cup fourth round on Saturday. A couple of games to come tomorrow, but this rounds off our Saturday action. Heart of Midlothian versus Falkirk. Andy Halliday will be chipping in throughout from the studio. But let's throw to our commentary team at Tynecastle, John Rankin and Kerry San.
Thanks, Andy. Good evening, everyone. Saturday night in the capital. Never mind the bars and clubs of George Street or the famous pubs of Rose Street. Gorgie and Tynecastle under the lights is the place to be this evening. No team has won here since the end of April last year, and this, of course, is no ordinary game. At stake, a place in the last 16 of the Scottish Cup. A tournament Falkirk have won twice, but not since 1957. Hearts have won it 8 times, but not since 2012, when they thrashed City rival Hibs. And make no mistake, there's an extra spring in the step of many a Hearts fan tonight about the result from Dunfermline earlier. Hibs already out. Can Hearts keep their tremendous run of form going, or is there another cup upset on the cards this evening? Shock would be too strong a term, with Falkirk flying high in the top 6 of the top flight. Hearts have made changes, some enforced, some out of choice. Goalkeeper Craig Gordon rested, with Alexander Schfollo brought back in. No Steinmender, Finlay, Spittle or Devlin. In come Jordi Altena, Frankie Kent, Jamie McCart and Thomas Magnusson. So it's Schfollo in goal, a back four of McCart, Kent, Halkett and Altena. Magnusson and Beningame the holders in midfield, with Harry Milne and Alexandros Kiziridis out wide. Lawrence Shanklin and Claudio Braga up top. Falkirk make just the one change to the side which outplayed Celtic at times but still lost in midweek. Henry Cartwright coming in, with Kyrell Wilson dropping to the bench. So Falkirk have Bain in goal, Lisa, Allen, Henderson and McCann at the back. Spencer and Cartwright we think is the holding two, with Yates, Tate and Miller in front of them. Barney Stewart up top for Falkirk. And we have Nick Walsh in charge of the match. Tynecastle is absolutely packed to the rafters. John Rankin, we must be excited about this one.
Definitely excited about it and looking forward to it. What I'm looking at here is Finn Yates has shifted to the left-hand side right away, and Calvin Miller looks as if he's going to play up front with Barney Stewart. Not unless this is just a ploy for the start here, but it certainly looked different there. I'm really looking forward to it. 2 informed sides. Falkirk obviously just get into the top 6 recently, and Hearts on a good run of form, so I'm looking forward to the game.
That row you heard 14 seconds ago was kick-off. We are underway here at Tynecastle. The Falkirk fans away to our left, making a right old racket, and they're matched by the other 3/4 of an absolutely full Tynecastle Park. Can Hearts keep this massive momentum going that they've forged pretty much since the first ball was kicked way back at the start of the season? It's different tonight though. This is the Scottish Cup. This will go to extra time and penalties if required. I think both of these teams will be absolutely desperate to make sure that doesn't happen, as Hearts get an early feel for the ball over on their right-hand side, and their new right-back, Jordi Altena, is well marshalled though by the white-shirted Falkirk players. Falkirk in the white tops, dark blue shorts and white socks. Hearts, of course, in their all-maroon jerseys and shorts and socks, as they go from right to left as we watch from the back of the Wheatfield stand. It's BBC Radio Scotland, the place to be for the Scottish Cup. It's Kerry Nidsan and John Rankin bringing you exclusive live commentary of Hearts against Falkirk. 1.5 minutes in, no goals yet. Hearts making progress down their right-hand side. All the Falkirk jerseys back though. It comes to Shanklin at the end of the area. Early chance for Hearts to build up some pressure here. Milne goes out wide left to Kiziridis, comes in on his right side. He's got 2 men with him though, left-footed. The cross is a good one, but it's easy for Scott Bain, and that's the kind of easy touch that a goalkeeper likes. John Rankin early in the match.
Yeah, it is like a lofted ball into the box, but I'm trying to look at it, get it in and figure out what both teams are actually doing, because we thought Milne would play off right for Hearts. He seems to be in the more middle of the pitch. It looks as if Falkirk are playing a diamond with Calvin through the middle. I think it just needs to settle down so we know exactly what's going on here. Hearts kind of look as if they're playing a back 3 as well. I'll figure it out as it goes, but it's all over.
Chance for Braga, edge of the area. Left foot shot is a trundler, and it might go out for a shy over there. No, it will be a goal kick to save the Portuguese forwards' embarrassment. I'm not sure if the old Queen song will be revved up just now after that effort, but at least it's a sign of his intent. I'm not sure if there's a better front two anywhere in Scotland than Braga and Shankland. Maybe a front three as well when you take in Kizaridis. They have been banging in the goals for fun all season, have Hearts. They wouldn't mind an early settler here. We've played 2.5 goalless minutes here at Tynecastle. Hearts 0, Falkirk 0, and Falkirk with the goalkeeper Scott Bain, fresh from signing that new contract. He's committed until at least the summer of 2028. The former Celtic goalkeeper, he goes right-footed, all in pink is Bain, and Falkirk will get a feel for the ball maybe for the first time in Hearts territory. Frankie Kent just hoofs the ball out somewhat agriculturally, and Falkirk will have the throw in just over the halfway line over on their left-hand side.
Right, so Hearts haven't changed at all. Harry Millen's basically went into the Cammy Devlin role, or Beningham's went into the Cammy Devlin role, and Millen's doing what Beningame would normally do in the system that Hearts play. But what's happened, that Falkirk are definitely playing with a diamond. Calvin Miller's pushing up, and they're trying to go and overrun him in the middle of the pitch, but which puts a lot of emphasis on the Falkirk fullbacks, because they're going to be 1v1 against Braga and Kizaridis.
And for the second time early in this match, with nearly 4 goalless minutes played here at Tynecastle, Hearts have played the long ball looking for the run of Claudio Braga. He's won his side a throw-in. It's about 14 yards or so from that corner flag over on the diametrically opposed side of the pitch from us, and Hearts will just fail to keep that in. That's Braga over there with his socks rolled down, just losing control. What his first debut season he's had in Scottish football. What a wonderful addition to our game he's been. Are there more goals for him and Lauren Shankland in this match tonight? Hearts have the ball all the way back with their own goalkeeper though. Schwolo doesn't take a touch, instead goes right-footed deep into the heart of Falkirk territory. Hearts will try and win the ball back in midfield, which they do. Decent opening to this from the home side. 4.5 minutes in, no goals, but they've pretty much been in sole possession of the football. Jamie McCart back in the team just over the halfway line into Harry Milne. He's come infield, as John Rankin was saying there just a few moments ago. Maybe that's the most difficult role in the game at the moment, playing the Cammy Devlin role.
Yes.
How many tackles is that? Did you say 150 million?
Not far off it, and he'll still be upset with that. He's not enough for Cammy.
Hearts have started this game well. Falkirk, you sense, just trying to feel their way into this game. They've taken a couple of beatings from Hearts so far this season, as Braga once again brings the ball under control. He has 1, 2, nearly 3 Falkirk jerseys around him. Still he has it, he's just overrun it though. And Falkirk, they've given it straight back to Braga. He's been tackled in turn. A little bit of scrappy play there, and that's a foul coming in there. That'll be a free kick to Falkirk, and they'll just get a chance, a breather on the edge of their own area, just to calm things down a wee bit.
Yeah, I think they need to. What they're trying to do is they're trying to crowd out the middle and stop Hearts playing, get the switches of play. But ultimately, you're going to have McCart on one side and Altena on the other side, being able to have space, because there's nobody in any space. Able to go and approach the ball, so that the fullbacks can get higher up the pitch. It's not really what Jamie McCart's looking to be doing, because he wants to be solid defensively. But they are going to need to concede the sides, and it'll be difficult for Falkirk if the fullbacks get up the pitch and are able to deliver the ball into the box, because you've obviously got Shankland, Kizaridis, Braga all hitting the box, as well as Magnuson.
We've played nearly 6 minutes here under the lights at Tynecastle in the Scottish Cup. Hearts 0, Falkirk 0. Earlier on we had a good win for Stenhousemuir. Airdrie through as well, they won on penalties. We'll run through all the other results for you as we go along. This is tie number 13 of the day. It'll be lucky for either Hearts or Falkirk as the home side try and come forward down the left-hand side. Harry Milne nearly gets in there. That's some nice play though from Falkirk. That's good defending from them.
It's well matched from Dylan Tate. It's like a good ball. Yeah, it's a diagonal from Halkett over the top for Millen to run, and Dylan Tate matches it really well. Usually a midfielder would switch off in that position, and Millen would be through, but matches it well. As Dylan Millen, it'll be an honest runner. He'll go both ways. He's actually got a really good influence in the midfield for Falkirk at times.
Really good press from Hearts. That was Altena and Magnuson and Beningame swarming round Falkirk, and they've got the ball now at the edge of the area. A nice 1-2 comes to Magnuson. He tried to flick it back over his shoulder for Kizaridis, who applauds the idea from his Icelandic teammate. He's been in decent form, Magnuson.
It's actually a good third man running. Kizaridis gets it, starts to drive. It looks as if he's firing it to Magnuson. He lets it through him to Shankland, who bounces it back, and Kizaridis continues his run, third man running. Magnuson just tries to play it over the top, but it's a wee bit heavy with his pass, but ultimately it's a good play from Hearts, and you can see what they're trying to do with the movement and forward runs.
It's a maroon wave of Hearts attacks at the moment. We are 7.5 minutes in, no goals, but Hearts are dominating possession. Frankie Kent now wide to Altena, wide on the right hand side. The Dutch fullback comes inside, looks for the 1-2, it runs all the way through. Shanklin holds his head because he liked the idea there. The execution just wasn't quite right, and once again in all pink, Scott Bain, the Falkirk goalkeeper, just drops it down and invites his defenders to play out from the back. Hearts again really well organised, their press is excellent, and Falkirk have to try and run it out from the back. All of a sudden they're up to halfway, and there comes the hassling once again. That's Harry Milne getting a round of applause, because once again Falkirk just overran that there. Conor Allen kind of ran out of ideas, and once again Hearts back in possession.
Yeah, you can see Shanklin, he's trying to get them to one side of the pitch and allow Conor Allen to step in, and Harry Millen trying to steal it so they can try and hit that area. But you can see Falkirk just now are trying to get to grips with the system change and what they're doing. They've got obviously Barney Stewart, and it looks like Calvin Miller's playing as a kind of second striker beside him. And when you're doing that and you've got two strikers up there, as soon as you win it, I don't think it's Falkirk's main intention, but they're going to need to play the ball forward quicker. They like to be possession based and keep a lot of the ball.
Henry Cartwright's just made a lovely switch of play out there to Philip Lisa, but again Hearts pressing, not giving Falkirk an inch, not giving them a second to relax on the ball, and Lisa takes a nice touch there, gets us away from his man. Well, the Stewart backflick there was outrageous. Luckily for him, he didn't gift the ball away, otherwise I think he might have had a wee blast from his manager. It is a throw-in to Falkirk. They're trying to play football, but they're finding it really difficult against a high-energy, well-organised Hearts press. Falkirk have the ball inside their own half. We've nearly played 10 minutes, goalless. Maybe a chance for Falkirk to get forward now. Again, though, you see all the maroon jerseys back. Calvin Miller's offering just outside the edge of the area, but there was 4 Hearts players round about him. Falkirk not getting a second on the ball. They have it though wide left with Cartwright. In comes the ball, it's decent, it's headed up in the air by one of the Hearts players. It's above goalkeeper's follow. So having done pretty much absolutely nothing for the first 10 minutes, the first corner of the match goes to Falkirk. Yeah, you can see obviously with the two strikers being up there against the centre backs, the centre backs automatically try and pull in the full backs to give them a wee bit more support. So when the Falkirk full back gets forward, it's matched by the Hearts winger, so they end up deeper in the pitch. It'll be Calvin Miller with the in-swinging corner kick for Falkirk. Hearts' head goes up, just heads it high into the air. It's not out of the danger area from a Hearts point of view just yet. Cartwright back to the wide area where the corner kick taker Miller had stayed in position. Calvin Miller just takes a couple of touches. He's got support there from Cartwright, and again Calvin Miller stabs the ball forward. Well, you could see what his idea was. A couple of guys were up from the back, but it was straight through to the goalkeeper Svolo, who thinks about going long and instead just rolls it out, and Hearts will try and play from the back with the orange booted figure of the centre back Craig Halkett, who's had such a wonderful season at the back for Hearts so far. 6 goals for a centre back. Is going some. He's always a threat in the opposition box and always so steady in his own. Hearts again go for the long diagonal, trying to get Kizaridis there. It's not the most convincing of headers from Lisa, but he's helped out there by Conor Allen. Scott Bain does well, takes a touch and then chips it out to Lisa, who's immediately pressed by Lawrence Shankland. His boot was high there. Well, the Hearts fans don't think that was a free kick. I'm pretty sure it was. Your opinion, John? You're not sure?
I don't think it was. I think Shankland goes with his studs up, but when he's going for the ball, it looks to me as if he pulls out. But Lisa's anticipating the contact and goes down. I think that's what the Hearts fans are upset about.
You're still in the Players' Union, aren't you? Are you still an office parent, or...? No comment.
Nothing.
Referee Nick Walsh thought it was a foul, so did I. It was a foul, and Hearts though have done well to win it back. Falkirk can't keep hold of the ball. Kizaridis down near the corner flag has it for Hearts. He's on his slightly weaker left foot, but that's a decent looking ball. Header from Shankland straight down the throat of the goalkeeper. Nice round of applause from the Hearts fans though, because that was nice play from Kizaridis.
Yeah, good from Kizaridis. He jinks to the right, left, and then swivels. He's back to goal, digs it out. Shankland's obviously run away for goal, manages to twist his neck. There's not a lot of power in the cross or the header, but again it's an instance where Kizaridis shows how difficult he's going to be in this side, and that's where the Hearts attacks will come from, because the long diagonals onto Lisa and McCann, where do they head the ball? Because they don't have a wide man in front of them, so they're heading it back into the middle, which becomes a danger if Hearts pick it up because they're more central. If they head it wide, it's going to full back, the balls get crossed in.
Here come Hearts once again. Braga spreads the ball over to this left-hand side, just outside the Falkirk penalty area as Kiziridis plays it into the Hearts captain, Lawrence Shanklin. Nice spin turn, tries to get the shot away. Well defended by Falkirk, corner Hearts.
Yeah, it's well defended in the end, but Conor Allen will be disappointed that he allows Shanklin to turn. Good switch of play into Kiziridis' feet. Again, he looks like he's going down the side, opens up the space, fires into Shanklin's feet, and as it goes in, Conor Allen just backs off, allowing it to turn on his left, but then Conor Allen's got good pace about him. He's able to get back and make up the yards to stop the shot.
You're listening to John Rankin and Kerdinitsa and live on BBC Radio Scotland. It's the Scottish Cup. It's Hearts 0, Falkirk 0. 13 goalless minutes have been played. In comes the corner. Well, I was about to say in comes the short corner from Harry Milne. I think you can actually see the tinge of red on his face there from the embarrassment of that shank attempt at a cross.
This is probably going to be the most difficult thing I think I've had to explain in commentary. The ball's rolled back. The Hearts are clearly working routine because Halkett's got his hands up the back area, he's waving his hands. And does he take the short corner for Millen to swing it in with his left foot? I actually think he kicks the turf before he kicks the ball, and it goes right out within about 5 yards of the corner flag for a goal kick to Falkirk. Quite strange.
From Harry Milne's point of view, the least said about that, the better. However, no damage done. Hearts 0, Falkirk 0. A place in the last 16 of the Scottish Cup is up for grabs here. Falkirk have the football deep inside their own half, well, midway inside their own half. They now go over the halfway line, but again, Hearts crowd them out. Beningame is on the ball into Braga straight away to Altena, hugging that right touchline. He's kind of playing as a wing back with Hearts, sort of a loose back three with Milne floating, Altena wide right. Braga's gone across to the right hand side, Shanklin's there. Magnusson making runs from midfield. Very fluid look about Hearts at the moment. They're working hard as well. Shanklin to Magnusson, who's peeled across to the right hand side. The Icelandic midfielder switches play to Kiziridis, who takes a nice touch with his right foot. He's got Harry Milne going on the left. He goes inside, thinks about the shot, and it comes. It bounces right in front of the Falkirk goalkeeper. It was an easy save in that sense, but when the ball's hit with pace, bouncing just in front of you, you need to be sure of yourself.
Yeah, it's a good play from Hearts. Down the right hand side, Altena feeds Magnusson drums inside, as you say, plays a diagonal. It comes to Kiziridis, but as soon as it comes to Kiziridis, normally we'd have a full-back overlap him. This is where it's interesting from Hearts' point of view, because it's not McCart that's overlapped. McCart's just staying and making sure Hearts have got a solid back three. Although they're playing a four, Altena's going forward on the far side, but when he stands there, the ball comes wide to Kiziridis, and it's Millen who's making the kind of curved run for the central to go around him. As soon as he does that, Kiziridis opens up for him, comes inside and hits a shot, but as you say, the dip on it allows him to get out and get a shot at Bain, and again they'll be disappointed not to try and find a corner rather than straight down his throat.
Scott Bain definitely the busier of the two goalkeepers in these opening goalless 15.5 minutes, live on BBC Radio Scotland. The fourth round of the Scottish Cup already through to round 5 as the oohs and ahs all around me are, because Scott Bain tried an audacious pull back there, which he just about got away with. He nearly fell on his backside, but he didn't, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But again, Falkirk have given up easy possession of the ball, and Hearts have numbers out in the wide area. They just can't quite keep the ball in though.
Hearts have very quickly figured out where the gaps are. You can see it's coming from, it's not going side to side, it's a big diagonal from one side to the other. They're drawing Falkirk all over to the one side, and it's going from full-back to full-back. And by that, they cannot make up the distance. And when they're doing that, it's just a case of making sure the execution of the pass is right, and they'll be able to get balls into the box. But right now, they've figured out where the gaps are. It's just making sure they're able to exploit them.
Falkirk have the ball. They had a throw in. They've once again been hustled and harried out of possession. It's very comfortable for Hearts at the moment. We've played 16.5 goalless minutes here at a now hushed Tynecastle. The early noise has gone out of the stadium a wee bit. They're just waiting for their team to give themselves something else to shout about. Hearts know that they're dominating, but they haven't been able to find an early breakthrough in this Scottish Cup tie. Already through to the next round, Rangers, Stenhousemuir, Airdrie, Dunfermline with a victory that went down very well around these parts. Dunfermline beating Hibs with a very late goal, an own goal as well. Hearts building through the thirds. Shanklin's got a couple of white-shirted Falkirk jerseys around him, so Hearts will just go back to come forward. It's Halkett back in the centre of his own half, up towards halfway in McCart. Kiziridis hugging the touchline, takes a couple of touches, but Lisa gets the best of him, and now Falkirk will try and play the ball forward up to Stewart. He's not quick enough though. Craig Halkett knew exactly what was coming there. He was right in front of the Falkirk lone target man, Stewart, and he's not been able to get into the game at all in these opening 17 and a half goalless minutes. Falkirk, again, they're harried and hustled out of the ball, but Hearts have given away a free kick.
I don't think the service into Barney Stewart just now is what Barney Stewart is looking for. It's like Falkirk are winning it, they're trying to make a couple of passes, and then they're trying to get into Barney Stewart's feet. But the way he's running the line, it's almost as if he's wanting into space. And his characteristics, his profile, it would be big, powerful, strong. I think he's wanting the ball in the channel so he can chase it and it'll make Halkett feel uncomfortable, make Kent feel uncomfortable, make McCart the same way. And it's just making sure that maybe get the ball forward into him quicker and allow Calvin Miller and give Finn Yates to get close to him.
Falkirk have taken that free kick. They went long up towards Stewart again. The visitors have a throw in. It's midway inside the Hearts half, and a little bit of relief maybe for Falkirk, because they've had to do a lot of defending in this game, and they're now through Dylan Tate trying to pierce away through that maroon wall at the back, but that's gone horribly wrong for Cartwright over on the right hand side for Falkirk. Hearts have the ball back, 0-0, 18 and a half minutes, throw in over on the right hand side.
Yeah, for me, I'm looking at that when you mentioned Dylan Tate there, that's when you want Dylan Tate in the ball, in the final third, being able to have space, go and play passes, but he seems to be crowded out. There's a lot of bodies around about him. Obviously Brad Spencer's more of one that will go on and build the play, whereas Dylan's higher up and wants to try and play passes that'll penetrate and break down the lines. But right now he's finding it hard to get on the ball, but if they can find him in those areas and able to go on a half turn and play forward, then they'll be dangerous.
Hearts' work ethic is absolutely fantastic. They've swarmed around Falkirk once again, and now they have the ball in a deep position on the left hand side, level with the 18-yard line with Kizaridis. Right footed cross isn't very good. Falkirk hack the ball away, but Hearts will pick up under no real pressure as McCart takes 2-3 touches and goes back to the halfway line to Craig Halkett. He'll have a think about his options. One is Beningame in front of him, the other is McCart to the left, just on the halfway line. Hearts playing some neat possession football here. Harry Milne to Kizaridis, infield to Magnuson, who's got a little pocket of space there. He's got space also out on the right hand side. It's behind Jordi Altena though, so the Dutch fullback just has to come back a wee bit, and a bit of the impetus from that Hearts attack wanes for the moment. However, they still have the ball on the halfway line. Halkett with his orange boots glistening in the floodlights here on the Saturday night football in Gorgie. Kizaridis takes a couple of touches. Hearts trying to play some nice football back towards McCart, but Falkirk just about get the ball away, but there's not a single Falkirk player in the Hearts half, so that means it's easy for Frankie Kent, the Hearts number 2, just to take easy possession and go from Halkett via Milne out to McCart, and now Kizaridis on this left-hand touchline. Falkirk are struggling to keep hold of the ball for maybe, 2 or 3 passes. Now, what's the referee seen here? Is that an offside? I thought one of the Hearts players has gone down. It was Braga, no free kick, offside. Yeah, Braga's offside, and he's just feeling himself. He's got a kick through the back. But as you say, like when Falkirk win it back, they're so condensed because of the way they are out of possession. They're finding it hard to go and get on the ball. It looks as if John's just shouted on to change it now. Calvin's came to the right hand side, Calvin Miller's came to the right, Dylan Tate's went into the 10 position as you call it. Cartwright and Spencer have went as the 2 deeper ones, and you can see going off the left Finn Yates. So Falkirk have changed system within 20 minutes of the game starting. And for all Hearts' goals and their nice football, what I'm impressed with tonight is their work rate. They are on it right from the first whistle, right for every ball. Yeah, they've been great. You look at the way they go when Scott Bain's got the ball, they go man for man. They're quite happy to defend 2 for 2 up the top end of the pitch, and not only that, they're quite happy to go make sure they go and press there. So as soon as somebody's able to lift their head, they've got pressure on them, and ultimately prevent them from lifting their head. It's really good pressure and it's good energy. There's an ironic cheer all around us because the Hearts fans think that they haven't had enough decisions from Nick Walsh. He's given them one there, the foul on Lauren Shanklin, the Hearts captain, who's just readjusting the yellow captain's armband on his left arm, making sure he's back where he should be, right in the middle of the pitch, leading the line for Hearts. He has Braga just behind him. Falkirk's white jersey defenders are trying to keep an eye on the pair of them, and also the runs that are coming from midfield from Magnuson. Hearts though have decided to be patient. They've gone back to central defence to Frankie Kent. He's played it into Shankland. He knocks it off nicely to Beningame, and then to Milne. Nice ball from him to Magnuson. He's hassled out of it though by Falkirk, who now come forward to Calvin Miller. 1, 2, 3, 4 maroon jerseys around him. On the right hand side though, Falkirk have a chance to get the ball in. Calvin Miller once again takes possession. He's got Beningame beside him, chips the ball in. It's headed towards towards the corner flag. Miller takes a good touch, he plays it back into the Hearts area. Hearts have way more bodies in there than Falkirk do though, and Hearts will now try and come forward with Braga, who's just played that too far in front of him, and the sliding tackle comes in there from Allen, and that'll be a throw in, I think, just to Hearts. The referee's blown his whistle there.
No, it's a foul, I think. Keziridis is trying to run, and Lisa pulls him as the play's going on. It's an off the ball incident, but fair play to Nick Walsh. He actually spots it and gives a Hearts free kick.
We've played 22, nearly 23 goalless minutes here at Tynecastle. Hearts against Falkirk in the 4th round of the Scottish Cup, and we at the moment are none the wiser in terms of who's going to be team number 13 to get through to the last 16. Rangers, Stenhousemuir, Dunfermline, Airdrie, Elgin, Dundee United, Dundee, Kelty Hearts, Motherwell, St Mirren, Partick Thistle and Spartans are all there. Either Hearts or Falkirk will join them tomorrow. We've got Aberdeen against Raith Rovers at 2:30 and Auchinleck Talbot against Celtic. The one outlier will be Tuesday, Stranraer against Queen's Park. That game was postponed. So far so good from a Falkirk point of view. They've not had much of the ball, they've not really been an attacking threat, but they are level with Hearts as Conor Allen just steps inside the Hearts captain Lawrence Shankland. Henry Cartwright's come deep into the centre circle to pick up possession for Falkirk, who's gone out wide with lots of Hearts players pretty much sensing where the ball is going to be played. Falkirk struggling to keep possession, and once again they're nearly pushed out of possession once again, but Hearts have some defending to do here. The ball's up near the edge of the Hearts area. Falkirk trying to make Hearts do some defending. They can't keep hold of the ball for more than, I don't know, 2 or 3, 4 passes. Or once again, Beningame has it, turns full circle, gives it to Halkett. Round of applause from the Hearts fans as Hearts try and build from the back. Beningame deep inside his own half. Jamie McCart at the left back position up towards Keziridis. He's had to come well into his own half and go all the way back to his goalkeeper Alexander Schwolo, who's replaced Craig Gordon, who might feel a wee bit unlucky after that wonder save at Dens. Manager Derek McInnes telling us pre-match that was just to give him a wee bit of a break because he hasn't played so much football. But you were saying, John, you fully expected Craig Gordon to play tonight? I thought Craig would be but Derek said that in his interview. I thought Craig would be the cup goalkeeper. I thought he would play, and then when he gets in last Sunday and plays again Wednesday, sometimes getting a rhythm as a goalkeeper to try and get minutes. But Derek's got a hard choice. He's got 2 very good goalkeepers. He's got Schwolo back in line, and he did say Craig's a wee bit heavy leg, but that's to be expected. He's played 2 games in the space of 4 days, and at his age, 43, the different kicking muscles, and been down to 10 men in both. There's a lot of concentration there, so I'm sure he's fatigued at the grand old age of 40. 2 games, 2 clean sheets, and the save of the millennium potentially.
Yes.
Not a bad couple of days' work, was it?
Not bad. And I'm sure he would much rather have not have made that save, Craig himself. He'd rather have had a quiet afternoon.
Oh, I'm not so sure about that. We've not stopped talking about it since, and it's great practice as well for that little matter of the upcoming World Cup that he will almost certainly be a part of. Hearts with Shankland, Beningame to Milne as they come down the left-hand side of the Falkirk half. Keziridis now level with the 18-yard line into Milne. He wants to play the 1-2. Keziridis keeps the run going, but Conor Allen comes over and just slides that one away. Hearts though pick up, and they still have the ball deep inside Falkirk territory. Braga's come to this left-hand side now. He's level with the penalty area. Well, he was trying to chip that in. I don't know if it was for Magnuson or Shankland or Milne. It went straight behind the goals and out for a goal kick to Falkirk, who I think will be pretty happy with a scoreline that reads after 26.5 minutes. Hearts nil, Falkirk nil.
Yeah, Falkirk will be happy. Derek will be annoyed. Hearts have got into this position and right in front of us on the left-hand side twice, when they can put good balls into the box, and they've not took care with it, and they've kicked out the pitch, which is a disappointment, especially when you get bodies in the box. But you can see what Hearts are trying to do. They're trying to isolate both sides, get the ball wide. Keziridis is doing well against Lisa. I actually think he's gave Lisa probably one of the hardest times he's had this season.
Here come Hearts down the right-hand side. Braga switched over to there. 10 seconds ago he was over on the left. Altena's down there as well. He dummies the cross, he lets the ball run out. That should be a Hearts corner kick, to be sure. Yet referee Nick Walsh signals that. Hearts' second corner of the match.
not on the ball, but Falkirk look more comfortable now without the ball and they're back to their normal shape. They look more comfortable where they want the ball to go, knowing their jobs. I think they just looked a wee bit uncomfortable in regards to where they should be in their distances between one another. They're more set now than what they were.
Maybe the home fans sense something here. The decibel levels rise. This is going to be a Harry Milne in-swinging corner with his left foot, and it comes towards the edge of the area. Loads of space here for Magnusson. Dinks the ball to the back post, but it's easily headed away. That was maybe a chance missed. Now McCart dinks the ball high up into the area, comes to the edge to Kiziridis. Power behind that. Falkirk hack the ball away. Still Hearts have it. Altena over to the left-hand side. McCart chips the ball, and it's poor that Falkirk missed the first man, but it still falls to a Falkirk player, and Dylan Tate just puts his foot on the ball. It's a poor touch though over on that left-hand side, and McCann just about gets away with it. Hearts have a throw in. It could have been a lot worse though.
Yeah, McCartan at this side to try to put the ball into the box. I don't think it's Jamie's biggest strength when he's having to cross the ball into the box, but he puts the ball into a dangerous area. Falkirk don't clear it, but when they eventually do, Dylan Tate's able to drive with it for about 10 yards. Hearts are trying to get pressure on him, but the issue being for Falkirk, at that point a lot of the players are seeing it's a chance to breathe. They don't have much forward apart from Barney Stewart, and it's then trying to keep the ball. That's the hard part for them when they win it back, it's keeping it.
Brad Spencer there, just as well he got the free kick, because if he hadn't got that award, 3 Hearts players were near enough clean in on goal. Free kick to Falkirk though, 28, nearly 29 minutes played. Hearts 0, Falkirk 0 in the 4th round of the Scottish Cup. Finally balanced. Here's Lisa down the right hand side, chance for Falkirk to approach the Hearts penalty area, easily defended though by Hearts. Milne nearly gives it away. Lovely touch from Kiziridis round the corner to Beningame. All of a sudden Benny Beningame is sprinting over the halfway line. Still he's going, tries to come inside. That's well played. Cartwright, who wins the throw-in, much to the fury of several thousand Hearts fans all around us. John Rankin.
I would be furious as well if that. Cartwright runs all the way back. He does great because he tracks Kiziridis for about 40-45 yards. Kiziridis tries to check back inside him. Cartwright sticks his leg out, wins the ball and kicks it the way that he's running. But for whatever reason, Nick Walsh gives the throw in to Falkirk. That's just common sense of what direction both players are heading in.
Hearts are back in possession. That's loose though from Magnusson. Well, he's got better quality than that. Thomas Magnusson scored a goal against St Mirren, 4th for the season. 23 appearances. He's made a pretty decent impact here at Tynecastle, and he's been making those runs, supporting runs from midfield. Falkirk though, with Scott Bain, have it at the back. We'll get the thoughts of Andy Halliday in the studio in just a minute, the way he sees this one shaping up. We've played half an hour. It's goalless. Falkirk in possession on the halfway line. Lisa has to come back though once again. Hearts in position, organised, making Falkirk spread the play over to the left hand side. McCann will be under pressure. The header is loose. Braga's nearly in there, and Falkirk will play across the halfway line. McCann comes forward from left back, plays a nice 1-2 there with Barney Stewart. There are 6 jerseys around him. There's nowhere for him to go. Tries the long distance effort. That's palmed away by the goalkeeper. I wonder if he could have held that. Falkirk still come forward. Still it's McCann. Now he makes the foul, and Nick Walsh will give the free kick. That'll give me a wee chance to pause here and bring in Andy Halliday for your thoughts, Andy, on the opening half hour here.
I think John McGinn will be relatively happy with the scoreline, but not so much with Falkirk's performance in the first 20-25 minutes. They revert to the diamond that they used in the second half against St Mirren, but what caused them so much success when they done that was they used the running power of Calvin Miller up front. So they tried to stretch the game, play it in behind. They never done that in the first 25 minutes, and what it did is it meant that Falkirk became stretched, and their outside midfielders in the diamond had to do a power of work. So not too surprised to see John McGinn revert back to his normal 4-2-3-1, and I think Falkirk are just beginning to settle into the game a little bit more, and all Hearts are just lacking at this moment in time is that final ball.
They're pushing Falkirk back once again. Philip Lisa tries to chip it up the line to Calvin Miller. Hearts will have a throw in midway inside Falkirk's half. Harry Milne has to go back. Does a wee step over. He's muscled out of it there in midfield by Henry Cartwright. Calvin Miller puts his left foot outside the ball and tries to spin it forward for Barney Stewart. It was nowhere near him though. And Sholo in goal for Hearts, who's made one save at least from Leon McCann there. John Rankin, he pretty much has been a spectator. Apart from that, he's opening 32 goalless minutes.
Yeah, he has. At one point I think there was a cross into the box and he he makes a decision not to come for it and allow it to go out for a corner. Apart from that, he's only really the save when Leon McCann had nothing else on. He drives with the ball and there's 6 players round about him and makes a save. At the time you're asking if he should maybe catch it. If Craig Gordon wouldn't have made that save last week, we'd end up been saying anything. He's kept the ball out the net. But again, they've not had too much to do defensively, but I think that's more to do with Falkirk not having much time in the ball at the bottom end of the pitch, and the pressure that Hearts have actually put on them has kept the ball away from Swallow, which he'll be happy with. But you can see it again there, Shankland actually goes and presses Conor Allen, goes and presses the goalkeeper, and then forces the ball to go out for a throw-in at the far side.
Once again, Hearts industry has maybe given them a chance here as the ball's chipped into the area. Shankland goes back across goal with a looping header. I think he was trying to find Kizaridis over on this left-hand side. Scott Bain saw it coming, and the Falkirk goalie clutches, tells his team to calm down, and again they'll try and play out from the back. We've played 33 minutes here at Tynecastle in the 4th round of the Scottish Cup as surely Kizaridis fouls Philip Lisa there, and referee Nick Walsh just wants a wee word with the Greek. Falkirk will have a free kick. It's 6 or 7 yards from the halfway line. It's wide on the right hand side. Just a wee chance for the white shirted Falkirk players just to get a little bit of a breather, potentially get the ball into Hearts territory. But once again the Hearts press is on as we wait for Lisa to take this free kick. He's going to have to go long. Calvin Miller's made a nice run. He's tried to get in behind McCarthy. I think he's done it well. Calvin Miller into the Hearts area. Can he deliver a cross? It's chipped up towards the back post. Did that come off him? Did it come off McCart? Goal kick to Hearts is the outcome. 34 minutes played and still were goals.
Andy Halliday will tell you in the studio, when you're a left-footed player and you're going down the right wing, your last thing you want that ball to do is sit up on your right foot right out the ball, right out behind the ball, the goal. Again, it's good play from Falkirk. You can see what Hearts are trying to do. They're man for man in the press. Calvin Miller comes short, spins, ball over the top, uses his body really well, gets into a good position. He'll be disappointed with his final ball. But we're speaking about how well Hearts have played and how much possession they've had. Scott Bain's not really their save to make either. He's not had much saves or a save to make, which Derek will be annoyed about because we want more shots away.
A chance here now. I've cut across you there, John, because Philip Lisa was incredibly short with a back pass there. Kizaridis was nearly in, and what a save there from the goalkeeper coming out to intercept. He's got his goalkeeper Scott Bain there to thank for bailing him out. That would have been a terrible mistake.
Just a bit casual. Very casual. It's with outside his right foot trying to play a pass back when he doesn't put enough on it, and Kizaridis comes out, but luckily enough Scott Bain's in the front foot and comes out. But for your right back to be doing that again, that's why these guys are up on loan from your Swanseas, to get that experience of that's maybe academy football or playing balls with outside your foot. The main thing is you don't give away a goal, you don't give away a chance. Doesn't matter what part of the foot you use your instep, make sure it gets it.
Yeah, he's a good player, the 21-year-old, as John says, they're on loan from Swansea City. He's played 16 times for Falkirk. He's got a goal as well, but he was very slack, very loose there, and you do not want to be the guy that makes a mistake that knocks your team out of the Scottish Cup. Here comes Harry Milne for Hearts down near the byline. Can he get the cross? And he can. Chance there for Magnuson. He stabs out his right foot. Did he get the last touch? He thinks it's a corner. McCann for Falkirk thinks it's a goal kick. Most importantly, referee Nick Walsh agrees with Falkirk. They'll have a goal kick, and we are still goalless, but that was nearly a great chance for Magnuson.
Yeah, when you look at it again, Kizaridis on the right hand, the left hand side, on his right foot. The both chances Hearts have had has been from Millen making that loop and run round outside of him.
Now Falkirk have got themselves into all sorts of trouble here where they're trying to play it out from the back. Again, Hearts is falling all around them. Beningham needs to be nursed to shoot. Harry Milne might shoot here. Now Falkirk are defending. Hearts still pressing, buzzing around that Falkirk area. They hack the ball clear to the visitors well. They're giving their manager stress over on the touchline. John McGlennie wants his team to play football, but goodness me, not when there are 4 Hearts players inside the box bearing down on you. Still we're goalless. We're ticking towards 37 minutes on the clock. Hearts can maybe sense an opener here in the 4th round of the Scottish Cup. Here comes Kizaridis. Lovely footwork from him. He's inside the area. He's got support from Shankland. He's got 2 Falkirk players around him. Still Shankland has the ball. Good possession from him. He flicks it back. The cross might come in from McCart. The goalkeeper should come and punch it. He does. Scott Bain gets 2 hands to it. It's relentless from Hearts, hence the support from the fans. They know how hard their side is trying. We'll bring John Rackett in at the moment, but Hearts have taken the throw in quickly. Kizaridis onto his right. He's fouled there by Cut. Oh no, he's not. Well, the Hearts fans are furious. They don't need to worry though, because Falkirk have given the ball away. Altena wide on that right hand side. Braga takes a couple of touches on his thighs, crowded out by 3-4 Falkirk players. In frustration at that, losing the ball, he commits a foul, and the Hearts fans are still not happy about a free kick they thought they should have had about 20 seconds ago.
That's a foul for me. You actually see what happens. He steps right across the Hearts player, Keziridis, puts his foot out in front of him, he goes over, everybody stops, the ball lands at Calvin Miller. Calvin's shocked at the ball, tries to play the ball across the middle of the pitch. Hearts steal it, but before that, what happens in the Falkirk box, they're trying to pass it. It almost resembles the Motherwell goal against Celtic, the Celtic goal against Motherwell at Parkhead as well, when they're trying to pass the ball in their own 18-yard box. And they're luckily that Braga slips, because if Braga doesn't slip, I think he's got a free one-on-one with Bain about 12 yards to go. It looked sloppy play from Falkirk, but it looked really good pressure from Hearts. But you can see again, as we're speaking about, when Keziridis gets it in the left-hand side, Harry Millen making that loop and run and able to get in. There was a ball across the box that caused mayhem to begin with. And again, it's just making sure that Hearts have got enough bodies in the box, and someone's going to either get a tap in it or it'll come off someone and they'll get the rebound.
It's John Rankin and Kerdy Nitsan live at Tynecastle in the 4th round of the Scottish Cup on BBC Radio Scotland. Hearts 0, Falkirk 0. We're edging towards half-time, aren't we? 38.5 minutes on the clock as Hearts once again are in possession, as they have been for most of this match, but they cannot find a breakthrough. Falkirk are resolute, they're well organised. They've been dicing with danger a couple of times as they try and play out from the back, but so far no major damage done. They have the ball in the middle of their own half and they've chipped it forwards for the run of Finn Yates there, who's sprung the offside trap, and Hearts now are on the back foot. Falkirk will have a throw in over on that left hand side. That was a nice idea from the visitors, good run from Yates, and he was well found. They'll have the throw in. Hearts get everyone back though, and again there's nowhere for Falkirk to go. They've given it straight back to their hosts, and that's hacked away, and Falkirk have a throw in deep inside their own territory.
What Falkirk done there is Barney Stewart comes to feet to try and drag the two centre backs in, and as soon as he does that, Finn Yates makes the out to in run, same way Calvin can do on this side. I think that's the way Falkirk can actually get in behind Hearts, but Barney Stewart needs to come to feet with much more intent. He's looking for the ball, and those two making those runs, because they have got good legs, they have got good energy with Yates and Miller. And if Dylan Tate can get closer to Stewart as well, he can make his passes become shorter, and when they're becoming shorter they become much more accurate and weighted, and it allows the two wingers to actually get in.
We've got 5 minutes of this first half left, and we are no closer to finding out who is going to be in the last 16 of the Scottish Cup. It's Benny Beningame. A few Hearts fans around me took a wee intake of breath because one of the Falkirk players went down under the challenge from Beningame. Referee was happy to play on, and Beningame is maybe looking for a little pass from Harry Milne, who is fouled there surely by Calvin Miller. Now the Hearts fans are complaining that they've not had the better of the decisions from the referee. They're wanting a yellow card, and out it comes for Calvin Miller, first one of the game.
Yeah, it is a booking. It is a booking. He skips by him on the side. I think it's Keziridis skips by him, and Calvin's trying to stop the play rather than just go with him and try and have a pull at his jersey to try and stop it be a little bit more cuter. He just sticks his leg out and trips him up where there's no intent to play, so it is a booking.
So Hearts will have the free kick deep inside their own half. That's why goalkeeper Alexander Schwolo will come way out of his area to take it. Everybody now, bar the goalie, inside Falkirk territory. Magnuson goes up and tries to win the header. He can't. Falkirk hack the ball clear, and Hearts play the high up and under. McCart up towards Braga, and McCann in turn will launch it back into the Hearts area. A little scrappy passage of play at the moment, and right on cue, another high up and under, which wouldn't be out of place at Murrayfield, just over the back of the Sweetfield stand. I'm not entirely sure what they're doing at the moment, John. Everybody's lost composure.
No, what Falkirk are doing with that is the ball's going forward, and it's almost in a more difficult area for Halkett to go and defend, and probably more where Barney Stewart prefers the ball rather than him being playing into or onto. He's been playing beyond, so he can actually go and run into space and make more of a fight of it, because when it's coming up and he's back to goal, Halkett's able to come through him. Halkett loves that, whereas I don't think that's Barney Stewart's biggest strength. I think he wants the ball in behind where he can hustle and bustle and cause problems, and you've seen it there when the ball comes out there. Halkett can't get a clean header on it, and it becomes a case of it fights, and Falkirk will pick up the seconds. But maybe for 5-10 minutes they need to do that so they can actually get a foothold in the game and try and get a sustained period of pressure in the Hearts half.
There are 3 minutes left in this tightly contested first half of Scottish Cup 4th round football as Falkirk try and attack Hearts down this right hand side with Calvin Miller. Beningame is in there in front of Lisa, might fall for Miller, who surely is offside though. Andy Halliday in the studio, do you see a goal coming before half time, or can Falkirk see this out at 0-0 at the moment?
I'd be amazed if there's a goal, to be honest with you, in this last 3 minutes. Yeah, again, I think Hearts' final ball's been poor, but I think with the quality of their front three, I don't think that's going to last all that long. Certainly think Falkirk have settled into the game over the last sort of 5 or 10 minutes, but I think both teams just struggling with that little bit of quality at the moment.
John, for you, are they both cancelling each other out, or is this just different because it's the Scottish Cup that has to be settled tonight? We could have extra time, we could have penalties.
I think both look like they've played 3 games this week. I think that's how it is, and I think the second half, although they'll be more tired, I think there'll be more
chance here though. Dylan Tate's in on the Hearts area. Can he get the shot away? He's just crowded out by a couple of players, but there are white jerseys now buzzing around the ball in a way that up till now it's been mainly maroon. There's a head knock though on one of the Falkirk players. Was that Liam Henderson that went down? No, he's over there on the far side. Anyway, one of the Falkirk backline, I think, took a head knock there, which is why Nick Walsh has stopped play, and I'm maybe thinking Falkirk are a wee bit annoyed about that, because they were in possession of the ball in a dangerous area.
I'll tell you who's not annoyed, because you just asked if there was going to be a goal before half time, and both me and Andy Halliday said no, and Dylan Tate ends up throwing goals. No, I don't know who it is. I can't actually work it out who it is, whether it's maybe Brad Spencer.
Yeah, could be. Trying to see the numbers. There's a huddle of Falkirk. Interestingly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Falkirk players are away getting instructions and maybe a drink or something from the manager for the last 60 seconds of this half. I think they know the last thing they want to do is concede now, because it's very much a case of so far so good. Assuming who's that getting up now?
Barney Stewart.
Yeah, Barney Stewart. He was back helping out his defence. He took a sore one there, and he's been down for about a minute now. He looks, well, he's got his back to us, but he's grabbing the back of his head. Is he a wee bit groggy maybe? I'm just going to wait for him to get to his feet. There's a couple of the Falkirk medical team are with him. He's still sat down. Now he's helped gingerly to his feet. He's still holding the back of his head. Referee Nick Walsh has the ball. He's come across the referee to see if he's okay. Does he need to go off to come back on? I think he probably does.
Nobody's been booked in the challenge, so he has to go off to come back on. But he wins a good header for Dylan Tate to go through and goals. But again, that's not what Barney Stewart's in the team for, or what he wants to be doing. He doesn't want to be flicking things on. He wants to be running into channels with the ball's in front of him so he can run in and goal.
Well, the drop ball has been taken. What that should mean is that there will be a wee bit of time added on, because certainly according to my watch and the big clock opposite us, the 45 minutes have now come and gone. We will have 1 additional minute, of which we've played 5 seconds, and Falkirk have the ball. Can they get it into the Hearts penalty area? Is there one last chance in this first half? Hearts are organised though, and it's played forward towards Stewart. He just about gets there. Hearts though hack the ball away. Nobody forward from a Hearts point of view though, so it's easy for Falkirk to pick up. And Connor Allen on the halfway line, he just goes forward now. He's looking for support, looking for a man to pass to, and he's found Stewart, who's done well to find Tate, who's got Calvin Miller wide on the right hand side. Can Miller get the ball in? Is there one last chance here? Miller's just overrun it. Has that come off Kent? Sorry, McCart. It's a corner kick to Falkirk. Well, 20 seconds left of time added on. Will there be time to take it? Is there a late twist in this first half here at Tynecastle? Calvin Miller, you better hurry up to take this, because there are 10 seconds left of play. Presumably the referee lets them take this, does he? Let's see. Nick Walsh is not going to his whistle at the moment. This will be the last action of the first half, surely. Calvin Miller's corner kick is a good one to the back post. The header comes in as a Falkirk head. Well, is that Lisa holding his head? It is. And there goes the half-time whistle. Falkirk have the last chance of the half. It's a half really that's been tight, it's been competitive, but neither goalkeeper really has been overly exerted. We saw Schwoloff make a decent save from Leon McCann when he burst forward from a left-back position, and up at the other end, Kizaridis had a couple of pot shots from just outside the area, one of which bounced right in front of Scott Bain. Maybe the scariest moment for Falkirk was self-induced when they were trying to play out from the back a couple of times, got themselves into a real fanghole, and they very nearly gave the gift of a goal to their hosts. There was another opportunity when Lisa was short with the back pass. Bain had to come sprinting out. He dealt with it well, John Rankin, and I think at the moment Falkirk will be happy with the scoreline, surely.
Yeah, I think Falkirk will be happy with the scoreline when you look at the game overall. Hearts have had more possession, they've had more balls in final third entries, they've had more balls into the box, but what they haven't had is any clear-cut chances or one you would go, that's a really good chance, we should maybe have scored from that. When I look at how they've went pressed and how they've went to try and get the ball back, I've been really impressed by that in regards to where they just go man for man. As soon as the ball gets played and one goes, they all go. But on that, Falkirk are still trying to play those passes into the middle of the pitch rather than trying to play long into Barney Stewart. So when Barney actually gets the ball in behind, he looks as if he's causing more problems. But when you look at over the piece, 100% Falkirk will be the happier. They'll be upset the fact that they've probably played into Hearts' hands at times and gave them chances to go and press and played into areas that the Hearts will want the ball played into. But John McGlynn will begin at half time, 0-0, cup ties here for us. Can we make sure that we go out the second half and play more football in the opponent's half?
It's the late show here at Tynecastle with the 8 p.m. kickoff. I'm wondering now, are we in for the late show? Because if it stays like this, we'll have extra time, and if there are still no goals, we'll have penalty kicks. For the moment, though, the half-time score at Tynecastle in the Scottish Cup is Hearts 0, Falkirk 0.
The Scottish Cup.
Live on Sports Sound.
Scottish football lives here.
On BBC Radio Scotland.
If you're up late, we're up late. And so is Lynn Hogan.
When everyone else is having hot cocoa and putting the bins out, some of us are just getting started. Up Late is a new place to bring together a community of night owls, back shifts, deadlines, can't sleep, won't sleep, caregivers, cab drivers, and all of our nocturnal neighbours. So whether you're a creature of the night or just out walking the dog, join me, Lynn Hogan, Monday to Thursday, and Ashley Story on Fridays. Because if you're up late, we're up late.
Up Late on BBC Radio Scotland.
Weeknights from 10 on digital radio, or ask your smart speaker to play BBC Radio Scotland.
Well, we might be up late on Sports Sound this evening because at half-time at Tynecastle in the fourth round of the Scottish Cup, it is goalless between Hearts and Falkirk. Kerridine Idsan and John Rankin have been describing the first half action from Tynecastle. Andy Halliday is alongside me in the studio, and Andy, Hearts have had a lot of the ball. There's been a lot of intensity to their play. They've been pressing really high. There's been a lot to like in there, but just not really carrying that goal through at the moment.
No, I don't think it's been a classic by either side. It was interesting when Derek McInnes before the game was talking about his team having to do a lot of horizontal running because there was 10 men. I think they're certainly back to vertical running tonight because they've got after Falkirk. They've made it difficult for them. Falkirk just couldn't string 2-3 passes together at all in the first 20 minutes, resulting in John McGlynn changing shape. But I've got to say, I think Falkirk came into the game set in the last 5 or 10 minutes there, but a lot of their success is just stretching the game, which I thought to me was probably going to be their game plan at the start of the game, given they went with the diamond with Calvin Miller up front. But yeah, like he says, I don't think both teams have had that final pass yet, but with the quality that we've seen for both sides throughout the season, I'm sure that will come.
Yeah, in those early stages, Falkirk really were pinned back, weren't they? Hearts were pressing them high, they were forcing mistakes, and Falkirk were playing themselves into bother a wee bit at the back at points.
Yeah, and I could see what they were trying to do. They were obviously in their diamond shape, and Brad Spencer at the bottom of the diamond was trying to drop into a back three and get their both full-backs to advance, but to get your full-backs to advance into dangerous areas, you have to keep the ball for a period of time, but they were losing it within 2-3 passes, and what was then happening was there was just acres in the middle of the pitch for Hearts to pick up the ball. And Ranks mentioned in commentary that Hearts obviously identified where the space was and tried to get switches of play and get Kizarides into 1v1 situations, but I think a lot of the switches of play were either under hit and allowed Falkirk to pick up the ball again, but any time it did get there, I thought Hearts looked a lot more dangerous on the left hand side than they did on the right. But I don't think there's any doubt in the first half that Hearts' main threat came from getting after the ball, turning the ball over for Falkirk in dangerous areas. We obviously seen a couple of scenarios there where Connor Allen got in difficult scenarios in his own box, but unfortunately from a Hearts point of view they never made it count. It'll be interesting to see if both managers are looking at potential changes at half time. I think Derek McInnes more so than both. It's obviously been 3 massive games in the last 7 days for them. There's been a lot of exertion for the players, and again a couple of players just looking leggy in the first half, I thought, so it'll be interesting to see if he looks at his bench pretty early.
Yeah, it can be difficult these games, John Rankin, when you are on top and you're forcing mistakes from the opposition, but you just can't get that opening goal. And Falkirk did do well to kind of weather that early pressure and build into the game.
Yeah, they done well to weather. They actually surprised me. I didn't think they would go with a diamond. I thought Finn Yates would come over and play on the right hand side in front of Lisa, and they would double up on Kizaridis because they'd pinpointed that's where Hearts' danger was coming from. I thought that's how they were going to play. So when they played with the diamond, it kind of caught me a wee bit. I know they finished that way against St Mirren, but I didn't see them doing that at Tynecastle. I really didn't. So fair play to John McGlynn for coming here and being brave and having 2 up. But he got to grips with it quite quickly and identified that it wasn't working. So he went back and flipped it. I think the game will be won or lost by either side down this with both wingers, either it be Calvin Miller for against McCart on Falkirk's right, or Kizaridis on the left hand side against Lisa, because that's the two that's get the pace or the drive or to commit somebody 1v1. Both, as I said in commentary, both teams for me just now look as if they're in their third game this week. There's not a lot of injection of energy or injection of pace. There's a lot of effort and endeavour and fight. But who's got that little bit that can go and isolate somebody 1v1 and put a ball into the box? And when they do just now, Calvin's getting into good positions, I think 2 or 3 times, and his final ball's been wasteful. Again, Kizaridis has got down this side twice, come inside once, been disappointed not to find a corner. He hit the when it bounces before Bain. But again, both those efforts have came from Harry Millen going round the outside. In regards to he's playing more central as a midfielder, he's been able to make an overlap run to try and draw somebody away. And then the second time he gets down the left hand side, he fires it across and there's nobody in the box. So there's a wee bit of fatigue within both sides. But I think the game will certainly open up in the second half and there will be chance. I don't see it finishing 0-0. Kerridan's worried. He's looking at hotels in Edinburgh just now. He's actually on his phone. He's just searching where hotels we can stay at around Tynecastle.
Well, he's jinxed
I'm telling him it's fine.
He's jinxed it because he started mentioning extra time and penalties within 30 seconds of kick-off.
You're on your 5th cup of coffee today as well, Andy. So.
Yeah, it's been a long day. I must admit, I wouldn't mind seeing a winner at some stage in regulation time, but we shall see. We saw probably the best moment of the first half for Falkirk, Andy, Leon McCann, some really nice play. Again, Hearts were looking to press, but some nice interchange, and suddenly a bit of space opened up for him and he went through and got a shot away. But that's been a kind of rare sight of goal for them. Yeah, and I thought he was going to take it that extra cut of yards and try and find a pass in the final third, but like he says, the game opened up for him. He was on his trusty left foot, so he let fly and tried to test Schwaller. That was obviously the first time that Falkirk did test the Hearts goalkeeper. But listen, the last time these two teams met, Hearts went 1-0 up inside 2 minutes, and then the reverse fixture at Tynecastle, Falkirk are 2-0 down at this stage. So I don't think it's all doom and gloom for John McGlynn and his side, but listen, we've praised them so much this season and how much they've brought to games, especially in possession. I don't think they've quite found their level yet. Certainly grew into the game around about the 35th minute mark. Actually, over the last sort of 5 or 10 minutes of the game, you felt as if a goal was going to come. It was going to be Falkirk, but I think 0-0 was probably a fair reflection in the game. You're just looking at the Hearts' bench. They've just got so much quality for me that they can then make that change to make a difference. Ranks was talking about if he sees a goal coming, it's probably going to come for the flanks. I feel as if Hearts are so dangerous for set pieces, but they've not made any count at this moment in time. Yeah. Usually their delivery's spot on, but they're hitting the first man. If anyone's had the best chance for a set piece so far, it was Lissa in the last minute for Falkirk. Well, surely the standout set piece of the first half, John Rankin, was that corner routine from Harry Mill. When I said hit first man, I didn't mean the first man in the row.
See, when I'm looking at Hearts are obviously get the best stats in the league from set plays. I think Rangers are up there as well when you look at it, but they've scored so many goals. And Kerridan touched on it, saying Halkett's scored 6 goals already this season from centre back. I think Finley's got 4 as well, but they've actually laid 1 corner. I think it's 1 corner. 2 corners.
Two corners,
well,
yeah.
No, we're not counting the first one. the first one was a short corner, and that's what Derek McInnes will be so frustrated, because you can clearly see they work on them. They're so successful at them, and it's rolled 4 yards and it's kicked it straight into the first row. I don't know what Harry Millen's trying to do in the execution of it. I really don't.
I don't know if I'm just trying to defend him or make a good excuse for him. I thought the set to him was pretty heavy. I thought it was just going to be a wee roll of studs for him to hit it first time. I don't know if he just felt it came to him Just that little bit too quick.
His run up, he just couldn't get his steps right.
Listen, I'm trying to give him an excuse that's maybe no there, but I'm trying to help him out here.
Is that the kind of thing in the review session on Monday that everyone just crowds round and on the big screen and have a look at this?
Listen, I think it's depending on the result. I think if they win 1-0 they might show it and have a wee laugh about it, but I think if they lose, that I don't know if they'll be showing that one.
Well, Kaiseridis started looking threatening at the start of the game, John, and looked like something might happen every time he got himself on the ball, but maybe just getting him on the ball a wee bit more for Hearts and a wee bit more space to do some damage might be key in the second half.
Yeah, I think that's the one for me. They need to go on the ball. He's looked the most dangerous player for Hearts, especially when Falkirk had the diamond. When you're going to play a diamond, to play at Tynecastle is not a bad idea because it is a tight pitch and the wide ones of the diamond can get out to the fullbacks, but on the switch it's coming to McCart's able to feed Kaiseridis straight away and he's able to get Lisa one-on-one, and you think, right, there's going to be some sort of joy coming from here. But with obviously McCart playing behind him, Jamie's not going to be one that's wanting to overlap and wanting to put balls into the box. He loves defending. That's the type of fullback he is, although he is a centre back naturally. So the outside runs then coming from Harry Millen, but the distance from where Harry Millen is at that particular time to the winger Kaiseridis becomes difficult for him to get round him. But if he can get round him, so who's matching that run? Because if Lisa drops off and matches that, then Kaiseridis is coming inside, gaining a bit of momentum, and that's where he was in the second half against Hibs when he came in, and that was a real danger because he was coming off that side. I just think if they can get him on the ball more, whether it be him 1v1 and coming inside and getting shots away, or it be him 1v1 and going down the outside and putting balls into the box, but they need to commit more people into the box as well. But for me, that's how I see Hearts winning the game. The ball going wide and Kaiseridis getting at least a 1v1.
Yeah, and we're having a laugh about Harry Milne's corner routine, but those overlapping runs, as John says, they are a key for Hearts' game, and a couple of times they just managed to stretch the Falkirk defence with those. Yeah,
well, last season it was Blair Spittle and James Penrice on that left hand side. At the start of this season, it was obviously Harry Milne and Kaiseridis on that left hand side, and Ranks picked up on it in commentary. It's quite interesting to see Harry Milne as that sort of wide midfielder, being the one that was joining in that left hand side, trying to double up and Lisa and make it difficult for him. But I've said that a couple of times already, but Hearts they have absolutely lacked quality in the final third, and they've lacked that final pass, but we've seen all season long that it's going to come at some point. I think Falkirk done ever so well to weather the storm for the first 30 minutes and continue to be defensively sound, but I just feel like John McGlynn will want his team to show a lot more attacking intent, because we've talked about how good the likes of Craig Halkett's been in the Hearts back four, but I don't think they've been tested enough, and I think unless Falkirk are a lot more secure on the ball, offer a lot more of an attacking intent, I just don't see Hearts being as poor in the final third as they've been in the first half for long.
You've both made the point, John, that busy time of the year, the schedule's pretty demanding. I don't imagine either manager will be particularly keen on extra time and penalties tonight.
I don't think they will, especially after a game when it's been a week when there's the 3 games. When you look at Falkirk's games away to St Mirren on the grass, changed to Astro to play against Celtic, and then go back onto the grass tonight, and then you look at Hearts' 2 games when they've been down to 10 men in both, and they've played over 45 minutes in both with 10, so none of the 2 of them will want it to go to extra time, but they certainly won't want it to go to penalties, so I think they'll be doing all they can to get it done and dusted within the 90. But for me, Andy's speaking about getting Falkirk getting the ball forward quicker. With Brad Spencer dropping into the back, in between the 2 centre backs at times and making it a back 3, they need to stop that if they're going to get the ball forward quicker, because if Brad moves up the pitch, with him doing so, Cartwright and Tate then move up the pitch, they become closer to Barney Stewart, then Barney Stewart can go and fight his corner and the ball lands, and maybe a Dylan Tate or a Cartwright picks it up, or say it's hooked on by Beningame, then Spencer's picking the ball up and he's able to fire it wide. I just think the distances from their midfield to Barney Stewart just now are a wee bit too big, and John McGlynn will be trying to sort that at half time and making sure they can get more bodies closer to Barney Stewart, and by that way they'll be more of an attacking threat.
You'd imagine John McGlynn will be saying at half time, Andy, look, we've not played our best, we've come through a sticky spell in that first half, we've still to show the best of ourselves, and we're still level, so go out there and show what you're all about.
Yeah, and again, he's spoken about their 2 fixtures against Hearts this season, 1-0 down after 2 minutes to Claudio Braga at home, and then 2-0 down at this stage at Tynecastle at the start of the season. So I think John McGlynn will be happier at the 2 in terms of the scoreline. And I think Falkirk showed throughout the season that they've got quality at the top end of the pitch to make it count. I look at their bench as well, and I think Kyrell Wilson's been a great addition to the Falkirk squad throughout the season. Someone with real pace alongside Calvin Miller. You know, the big reason I thought that they would potentially go with that diamond was that running power with Calvin Miller. Looked to stretch his Hearts back line and play in behind. So I wonder if Kyrell Wilson will be the man to come on and make that difference for Falkirk.
Who will take their place in the 5th round draw of the Scottish Cup, Hearts or Falkirk? It's 0-0 at half-time. Big 45 minutes ahead, possibly longer. We shall see. Andy Halliday will be chipping in throughout the second half, but let's rejoin John Rankin and Keradine Adsan at Tynecastle.
Thanks very much, Andy. Both sides have now retaken the field. I'll try not to mention the E word too much. Extra time, never mind the P word. Kicks from the penalty mark. Will we see it later on? Well, will we see any changes at the start of this second half? We're just having a look to see, John, if Falkirk are making some change. It looks...
I think they made 3.
Well, 3 have just jogged on. There's been no indication at all. But yes, let's have a look and see who has come. Louis Marsh is there.
30, 27.
Ben Parkinson.
22.
And Kyrell Wilson. Very interesting.
Cartwright's off.
As we kick off at the start of the second half, the triple substitution from John McGlynn. Falkirk have well and truly rolled the dice. Kyrell Wilson, Ben Parkinson and Louis Marsh, the latter two youngsters that they've got up on loan from England, Newcastle United and Sheffield. In fact, I think the deal for Parkinson's permanent, isn't it? It's a loan one for Louis Marsh. We'll see if Falkirk can be a little bit more adventurous in this second half. It's 0-0 here in the 4th round of the Scottish Cup. 30 seconds into the second half. No changes from Hearts, is that right?
No changes from Hearts. No changes from Hearts. And Falkirk look as now as if they're kind of boxed off. It looks like a 4-4-2 with him jumping up. Look, Louis Marsh jumping up beside Barney Stewart. No, Barney Stewart's off. It looks like Louis Marsh is bouncing up beside Parkinson.
Yeah, so Stewart is off as Falkirk already have a lot more adventure about them. A lovely ball is fizzed out on the right hand side diagonal. In comes the cross. A couple of Falkirk players underneath it, goes all the way through to McCann, wide on his left hand side beside the corner flag. Decent looking cross from him, headed away by Hearts, and for the first time I think in the match we're hearing from the Falkirk fans.
Yeah, you're right. They've started the second half in their half and they're in full intent. Ball's going forward, dribbling, Calvin Miller in the ball, round about the box. I mean, you can see them. They're certainly unsettling Hearts.
Well, I think they've had a right rocket from John McGlynn at half time, and all of a sudden Falkirk are playing football in the Hearts half. They're going to get a throw in down in front of us here as we are up in the back of the Wheatfield stand. Tynecastle packed to the rafters, John.
See, from a Hearts player's point of view there, you're coming on the pitch at half time. There's been no sign for the 4th official. There's been no announcement of any subs. The 3 players are just going, you're trying to work out what's going on, who it is you're playing against, and then you see someone else on your right shoulder. They're different as well, so you try to piece it together on the pitch. You can see Derek being on the side as well, trying to go and speak to his coaching staff. He's away and again to see what's going on. They're trying to work it out. It's caught us, it's caught them. The only ones that know this just now is John McGlynn. It's John McGlynn that knows what he's done. But again, it's unsettling. It's good. It's good for us because you couldn't get a hotel on the internet at half time.
We may not need one at this rate because Falkirk are right up for this now. They fancy it. It's 0-0 here at Tynecastle. Gorgie absolutely buzzing, as it has been for most of the season, and they fancy a cup run. They don't just want the Premiership, they want to get to Hampden. They want semi-finals, they want finals. What a season it could be for Heart of Midlothian, as Falkirk are trying to stop that. They know that there might be something here for them this evening. We've played 47, nearly 48 goalless minutes here. You do have to go back a wee while for the last Falkirk win on this ground. January 2015, they were both in the Championship. It was 3-2. Goals for Falkirk from John Baird, a certain Rory Loy, and Craig Sibbald, who was at Falkirk at that time. Fascinatingly poised here at 0-0, 48 minutes into the match with that triple substitution. Kyrell Wilson, who I thought was particularly good against Celtic through the week, and the 2 lads up top, Ben Parkinson and Louis Marsh. The young English strikers, can they make a real name for themselves? Can they become Scottish Cup heroes? We shall see. Hearts now settling into this second half for the first time they're playing football in the Falkirk half, although that's a loose one stabbed forward there, and Falkirk have a throw in deep inside their own half. But already, even in the nearly 4 minutes of the second half, Falkirk have been arguably playing more in the Hearts half than they did for big periods in the first half.
I'll tell you what, I'd love to be a fly in the wall in that away dressing room this week. Stephen Robinson playing against 10 men, he must have went off for St Mirren at full time, and then John McGlynn's quite clearly went for them at half time here, because Falkirk come a completely different side in this second half. But again, the ball's going forward quickly. You can see there's more intent to go and press from a Falkirk point of view.
And Hearts sensing the change in mood, the change in momentum. They're just trying to get their foot on the ball, and they've done it now. But Beningame, unusually for him, as he looks skywards and bares his teeth, gives the ball away. It's not often you hear yourself say that sentence, usually so reliable. VAR Congo man. Falkirk will try and get Calvin Miller down this left-hand side. He's done well, though. Who's going to get the last touch there? I think that's a goal kick to Hearts. Certainly Frankie Kent thinks so. He plays it along to his goalkeeper to take it quickly. And yet again, just another example of how things have changed here. Falkirk are snapping into tackles. They're hassling and harrying Hearts the way Hearts did to them pretty much all the way through the first half. Now Harry Milne strides through the centre circle already. He's 3/4 of the way inside the Falkirk half now to Kizaridis on the edge of the Falkirk area. Takes on to his left. That's easily seen though, and he has to go back to Beningame. Falkirk did well there just to push him back. Beningame has a couple of players around him. One of them is the second half sub Louis Marsh, and Hearts have it wide on the left hand side with McCart. It's a little flick from Braga that was kind of aimed sort of in the direction of Kizaridis. Out comes the figure all in pink, sliding out of his goal, Scott Bain for Falkirk. And on we go, close to the 51st minute of this fourth round Scottish Cup tie, live on BBC Radio Scotland. John Rankin and Kerry Nisan bringing you the live commentary. 0-0. It's fascinating to see how the next few minutes are going to pan out, with Falkirk now trying to play themselves back into this match. I say back into it, it is 0-0, but they have much more ambition about them, much more aggression, much more determination, much more energy even about this Falkirk display in these opening 6 minutes of the second half.
Yeah, they were quite passive in the first half in regards to trying to go and get challenges and go and get near people. They were getting up to people but weren't really putting their body in or trying to get their arm across, whereas the second half there's much more intent about them. They brought Calvin to the left hand side to go and get against Altena, which we'll soon see how he is at 1v1 defending. So Calvin's came this side, Kyrell Wilson's went on the opposite side, and it's like a 4-2-4. Falkirk's went. I think John McGlynn's just went, it's a cup tie, it's 0-0 half time, let's go for this. That's what it looks like to me. And fair play to him, because it's certainly, so far, the opening 6-7 minutes of the second half, it's certainly been played in the Hearts half.
I think he heard our chat about penalty kicks and extra time. I thought, no chance, don't fancy it. 51, nearly 52 minutes played. Falkirk and Hearts want to end this in 90 minutes. Hearts might have a chance to do something here. They've chipped a free kick up towards the edge of the Falkirk penalty area. Up go the heads. There's a mistake there, and a goal for Hearts. It's a terrible mistake from the Falkirk defence, and it's Magnuson who was there 4 yards out, and he just had to bundle the ball into an empty net. There were 3 Falkirk players there under the ball. None of them could get it out of their feet, and finally Hearts have the breakthrough. It's another goal for the Icelandic midfielder Magnuson, and it's Hearts 1, Falkirk 0.
It's the first time that the Hearts have been in their half, and there's a free kick in the Hearts half. It's a long ball by Altena, but as it goes long, there's Tate, Lisa and Henderson all round about it, but it doesn't look as if any of them really take charge. It's almost as if the 3 of them run into one another. I mean, the 3 of them run into one another. They're claiming for a handball off someone. I don't know who the handball is, I can't really see, but it looks like they're claiming for it off Magnuson, but Magnuson's in the danger area, and as Scott Bain's rooted, he's 6 yards for goals, just puts his foot through and it goes in.
That's a 5th goal of the season for Thomas Magnuson. They are going to review it because we do have VAR here. Andy, what's your view?
Yeah, I don't think this is going to stand, guys. As it sort of ricochets off of Tate and Lisa, and it falls to Magnuson, and I think he just uses his arm before he sweeps it in with the left foot. And as we know, if it hits the attacker's arm and it directly leads to a goal, I don't think this one's going to count.
Interesting. The boo from John Rankin. Was it home when you're after?
I wanted a goal. I wanted something to excite me. Andy's the spoil sport. It just shows you where we don't see anything, but you can see with the reaction of the Falkirk players straight away that they're upset about something, but again, we can't see it from here.
Well, some of the Hearts fans around us aren't too happy with what's going on. Apologies if you may have picked up some fairly industrial language. There is a VAR review ongoing. We do have VAR here. We didn't have it much at all across the other games. They could have had it, Livingston and St Mirren, but the two managers decided they didn't want it. They're checking for the possible handball. There are boos all around us. Andy Halliday doesn't think it's going to stand.
Whatever's happened, Derek's decided to make a substitution as well, whether they've scored or whether they haven't. Somebody's getting stripped over the far side, so the Hearts have decided to make a change just obviously to cope with what Falkirk have done.
And the funny thing is, it came out of absolutely nothing. It was kind of a nothing free kick, chipped up towards the edge of the area. It just bounced a couple of times. Whether it's hit the hand, we're about to find out. But Falkirk has started really well, maybe find themselves a goal down. Now they might have a reprieve. Still, we are ongoing, so the VAR is Andrew Dallas. And no goal. Decision no goal for handball. It's the Falkirk fans who are cheering. The Hearts fans are furious all around us. The scoreboard has just changed. It was 1-0 to Hearts. We go back to 0-0 after 55 minutes. A Scottish Cup let off for Falkirk, who will no doubt be singing the praises of VAR, especially if they get themselves through this one. They had started the second half really well. Hearts found themselves ahead, or they thought they had, but it's been ruled out for a handball against the goal scorer Thomas Magnusson, expertly called by Andy Halliday. And Andy, you're just confident there that is obviously the right decision?
Yeah, listen, it's a great use of VAR, because when you actually see it live and then you see the first angle, you don't see any handball, but we've got a great angle from the bottom right corner flag fair angle of the television here, and you can just see that Magnusson just uses his right arm to put it into his path, and that's the reason the goal's ruled out.
Here come Falkirk down the other end. What it has done is really sparked this game into life. We've had a disallowed goal. We've had a brilliant start to the second half by Falkirk, who made that bamboozling triple substitution. They're attacking now. They have the ball inside the Hearts penalty area. A couple of nice touches in there, and Hearts, they get all their men back. Harry Wilson's inside there. He's going to be crowded out by Beningame. The Falkirk fans are urging one of their players to have a shot. Somebody's thrown himself to the ground there. They're never going to get a free kick, but Hearts have given it away. Nice sliding tackle there by Henderson for Falkirk to win the ball back. They have it wide left with McCann. In comes the cross. It's just a little bit too high. I think that was Carell Wilson who was coming in there. The Falkirk fans are absolutely loving this. A, because a goal was disallowed, but B, their team's unrecognisable this second half.
It certainly is. I don't know if it's unrecognisable. John McGlynn would have wanted this from the beginning. Ball going wide, ball into the box, let people attack it, let Hearts play, go and press straight away. Everything with energy. There looked no enthusiasm in the first half, and all of a sudden we've got a cup tie in our hands. But you can see straight away Calvin's, the ball's coming wide to the left. Calvin's 1v1, the ball's just getting played in. Calvin Miller, the ball's just getting played in the box simply because he's left-sided. He's trying to get the ball at his feet a yard. Ball goes into the box. Hearts are going to need to defend their box well, but that's one thing that Hearts do. They defend their box really, really well.
The voice of John Rankin on BBC Radio Scotland alongside me, Kerdy Nitsan, as Hearts are making a substitute. That's Jamie McCart coming off, and Blair Spittle coming on, so that is an attacking substitution.
Yeah, he's obviously going to put Harry Millen's going to go from the middle of the pitch, but it's unfamiliar to him. He's going to go and now play left back. Jamie McCart goes off, who's a centre back that's playing at left back anyway, so you now then push Blair Spittle into the middle of the pitch. Or Blair's going to go off the left, but it looks at Blair's going to go off the left, and Claudio Braga's going to go beside Shankland up the top. So Hearts have now gone 4-4-2.
This is a cracking cup tie now. It was always finely poised, 0-0 at half-time, but since the interval, well, it's really sparked into life, with Falkirk looking far sharper, far more energetic, far more like the team that arguably should have beaten Celtic through the week, and they're in possession down the right-hand side. Beningame's doing well, coming back to defend, but still Falkirk have the football. I don't remember them having this much possession in any one sort of extended phase in the first half, but now they look like the team that we've admired so much, striding comfortably into the top six, having done back-to-back promotions. They had that invincible season as well. They've been a joy to watch, and now they're coming forward. Chances here. Can they play the ball across? Goal, Falkirk! Well, that's been coming since the second half. Kicked off
Parkinson's, Ben Parkinson.
Is it Parkinson? He's taking the acclaim of the fans. It was a brilliant cross from the right-hand side. It was stabbed into the roof of the net by Ben Parkinson. His first goal for Falkirk, and what a goal to get! 59 minutes into this Scottish Cup fourth round tie. It's the Falkirk fans who are celebrating because it's Hearts 0, Falkirk 1.
Yeah, it's a throw-in on the far side, and Falkirk take it. It comes to Brad Spencer. He takes a touch, and it looks to me as if he's invited pressure. There's three of them about, but rather than passing it, he just stabs it over the three of them. He's able to take it out of his feet, and it's Lisa on that far side. Goes on a mazy run, goes on a dribble, manages to get by Spittle, and as soon as he gets by Spittle, it drags Halkett out, and as soon as that happens, there's a big space opens up in the middle of the 6-yard box, and Parkinson makes that run right in between goalkeeper and centre-back, and he manages to get across in front of him, and as you say, it's fired in. I don't really think he can do anything else apart from score, because he's foot on it, and straight away goal.
Falkirk have it once again. It's the goal scorer, Parkinson. What a turnaround in this match, and fair play to John McGlynn, the Falkirk manager. That triple substitution, it worked within about 20 seconds of the kick-off of the second half.
Oh, you can see straight away that Falkirk, the intent is there. Centre, take back, goalkeeper let them get forward, kicks it forward, and as soon as that happens, they're all in the half. It's great substitutions for John McGlynn.
Game on here at Tynecastle. We've played an hour. Falkirk lead, but Hearts have a chance here, and Magnuson was just trying to flick that over his head behind him to Kizaridis. I wonder if he could maybe, chest it down, take it on himself. In any case, nice work from Braga across on the left, but Falkirk defend it well. Falkirk, who lead in this Scottish Cup tie by 1-0. Ben Parkinson, his first for the club. He's only just arrived from Newcastle United. What an impact he has made. No team has won on this ground since April last year. Dundee were the team who did that. Simon Murray was the last opposition player to score a winning goal. Parkinson's in here again, right foot shot. He's holding his head there in frustration because he's ballooned that over the crossbar. It was a mistake at the back by Hearts, handed on a plate to Parkinson. It was difficult because it was the edge of the area, but he wanted to get that on target surely.
Yeah, that's twice that Blair Spittle's found his cell in that area, in that position. So it comes, Brad Spencer drops it in the back three, plays it to Henderson. Henderson steps in with his left foot and plays a long diagonal over the top. But as the diagonal goes over the top, Harry Millen's on his way in the pitch with the winger, which is Kyrell Wilson. Blair Spittle's then tracking Lisa down the right hand side, and Blair Spittle kind of finds himself in an unfamiliar position where he needs to head the ball, and he's the last man for Hearts, but he heads it back centrally, where then Parkinson's through 1-on-1. But for me, Parkinson takes a shot from 20-25 yards, but I actually think there's more distance for him to take it in close at the goalkeeper. But that's why he's here on loan. He's a young striker who obviously got a wee bit excited. He scored the first one, he's got excitement within that, and now his levels of excitement have went through the roof. When he's through in goals, he's thought, I can score from 30 yards now, rather than taking it and bringing the goalkeeper out and can he go and slot home the second. Big moment in the game, that.
Well, Tynecastle is rocking here, but not in the normal way. It's the Falkirk fans away to our left-hand side who are jumping up and down and singing the praises of their team, who leads by 1-0 here at Tynecastle. It's Hearts' 15-game unbeaten stretch here on this ground, about to come to an end in the Scottish Cup. There is precedent for Falkirk putting Hearts out of the Cup. It was here, it was February 2009. A certain Michael Stewart was in the Hearts team. Jackie McNamara and Neil McCann were playing for Falkirk. Steve Lovell scored. It was 1-0, and they went all the way to the final that year when they lost 1-0 to Rangers. Plenty left in this game. We've only played 62, nearly 63 minutes, but Hearts need to find a goal to stay in the Scottish Cup. They need to find two if they want to get to the last 16. Falkirk have the lead. They also have the football deep inside their own half. They have completely transformed themselves in the second half of Falkirk. They now look much more like themselves, and that's Wilson going down the right-hand side. Another good cross comes in, and Parkinson just can't get there this time. Still Falkirk have it though. Calvin Miller chips the ball to the back post, and Kyrell Wilson had come in from the flank, otherwise he would have had a really good chance with a header there. And that's again the Falkirk fans who are applauding their players who've got all the energy in the second half that the Hearts players had in the first.
Yeah, and as we said at half time, I did feel the game could be won on that side, whether it be, I actually thought it'd be the opposite way with Kizaridis playing against Lisa, or Calvin Miller playing against McCart. But when you look at that, both Miller and Kizaridis have came to this side this half, but down that right hand side, gets down the side again, ball into the box. It's causing Hearts problems, and they need to stop the flow just now. Kyrell Wilson's obviously got pace, he's been direct, he likes to dribble with the ball, but there's been no any threat from Hearts at all this second half.
Falkirk are inside their own half and they'll try and escape now. Lovely back flick there by Calvin Miller, superb stuff from him, but Beningame picks Dylan Tate's pocket now. Hearts have a chance here, a shot comes in, it's deflected, it's from the substitute Blair Spittle, who's got bright orange boots. His orange boots are even brighter than Craig Halkett's back at centre half, so he'll be easy to recognise. Spittle trying his luck from distance, but it was easy for the goalkeeper.
Barney Stewart had orange boots on the first half, but we didn't realise it was him when he was down with a head knock.
The less said about that, the better. In fairness, we couldn't see them because he was lying prone with his boots facing away from us, and there were a couple of physios around him, the referee was around him. In any case, we hope he's okay. He took a bit of a bad head knock, and he was one of the players that left when Falkirk made that triple substitution. That has changed this cup tie dramatically. The big scoreboard across from us reads Hearts 0, Falkirk 1. Ben Parkinson with the goal. 65 minutes now played, and Falkirk enjoying themselves, being serenaded by their supporters. It's all gone quiet in the other three sections of the stands.
Yeah, we said it before the game, like, how big a club Falkirk actually are, and you look at the away stands right now, and the noise coming from there, you realise how big a club it is. But again, they've started this second half really, really well. They've played the ball forward, they put the ball in areas where Hearts don't want the ball, but what they've injected into the game is pace. And when the pace comes into the game, there's only one way to inject pace into the game, is by playing the ball forward, and that's exactly what they've done.
And they're doing it right now. Scott Bain, it's somewhat aimless though. He's played the ball so far forward that his opposite number, the German Alexander Schwolo, in goal for Hearts, can pick up and jog across his area and come out to Frankie Kent over on this right hand side. He chips the ball forward, it's towards Shankland, but that's easily dealt with by Falkirk though, and where the passes were going to feet in the first half for Hearts are now being chipped forward aimlessly, which allows Falkirk to pick up possession. They should have a throw in on the halfway line. It's taken very quickly, and Falkirk trying to protect the ball, trying to protect their one goal lead. Nicely played through the Hearts press, but it's still inside their own half. Falkirk over on that right hand side. Now there's space for Louis Marsh to turn. Now he's got Kyrell Wilson round the outside right, and he's fouled, is he? The Falkirk fans want a free kick. Referee Nick Walsh says no. The Falkirk fans are furious. Hearts play on through Benny Beningame up to halfway. Nice turn by Shankland, one of the Hearts players. It must be Blair Spittle, takes a tumble there. It's out on the left hand side. Claudio Braga with his socks rolled down, has two white jerseys beside him, plays it against one of them, which allows Falkirk to bash the ball up towards the halfway line, and Hearts will just regain possession inside the centre circle and try to build again through Frankie Kent down to this right hand side where Kizaridis is up near the corner flag. Good looking cross, Shankland goes towards it, a Hearts boot can't get there. Kyrell Wilson just eases Braga off the ball. The Hearts fans want a free kick that's never coming. The goal scorer Parkinson gives chase. Halkett goes to his goalkeeper Schwoloff, and Hearts have the ball. They have possession once again. They still have, well, not a mountain to climb, but certainly a bit of a hillock to climb as they trail by a goal to 0. 67 minutes now played. Hearts, as things stand, are going out of the Scottish Cup at the first time of asking, unless they can find a goal. We've maybe got some more substitutes coming. We'll bring in John Rankin in a minute because he's spotted something that I haven't, John.
Yeah, it looks as if Stuart Finley's coming on over the far side.
That's interesting, defender.
Yes, definitely, and it could be Kabanga that's coming on as well. They're in the distance, but it definitely looks that way. So it could be Braga, and they're maybe going to go more physical and just put the ball into the box, because right now they've got a lot of the ball, but there's not really anything getting into the box.
68 minutes, Hearts 0, Falkirk 1, and comes across from Hearts. It's well headed away by Falkirk, and now Kyrell Wilson will pick up and he'll try and play a 1-2 there with Parkinson. Might fall to Louis Marsh. They're the three players who've come on. They're the three players that made a real difference. And now Lisa, was he fouled there? He was. Now he was away in the clear. The card here's probably going to be yellow for Craig Halkett. Not sure they're going to have to review that, John, but I mean, it clearly wasn't a goal scoring opportunity, but he was the last man.
Yeah, he's definitely the last man. He's running. Wilson's running away from goal. That's the only saving grace. So he's running away from goals, but as he's running away from goals, Halkett's stuck his leg out and obviously slides in, goes to ground, so it becomes a definite foul. But Halkett's coming off anyway.
So there's your straight swap. That'll be Finlay for Halkett. And also coming on is Kabore. So Kabore on for Hearts, and Finlay coming on to replace Craig Halkett. And I wonder if that was maybe pre-arranged by Derek McInnes, that one of them would play a certain number of minutes and the other would come on and maybe replace him. In any case, Hearts make another couple of changes. Falkirk made that triple substitution at half-time, which has given them a 1-goal lead. They've got a free kick here. Out comes Schwoloff, the Superman dive, one-handed right-fisted punch. He's caught one of his own players, which is why the Falkirk fans aren't happy. And is that a welcome to the game for Stuart Finlay by any chance?
No, he's quite wise from Stuart Finlay. Schwoloff comes out to punch it. As he punches it, Finlay's there, but as it clears, obviously Finlay goes down with it holding his head. The referee's forced to stop the game. The ball's round about the box. Finlay's just using his experience there to make sure the game stops.
Well, what a cup tie we now have on our hands here at Tynecastle. We've got 20 minutes of the match left. It's Hearts 0, Falkirk 1. Is this going to be a famous Scottish Cup win for the Bairns? Or Hearts, can they, as they normally do in matches, can they find a goal, and more than a goal, to turn this one around? At the moment, it's Falkirk who've got the bulk of possession. It's Falkirk who've got the 1-goal lead. They've got the momentum. They've also got a free kick, again wide on that right-hand side. Kyle Wilson's caused all sorts of problems for Hearts since he's come on. The movement of Marsh and Parkinson's been good as well. Parkinson's got his goal. What a transformation.
It's been unreal, it really has. Wilson going to the right-hand side, I think, has been a difference. It's forced, obviously, Hearts into a change. I think Derek's went and put Harry Millen out that side rather than McCart, because to keep him 1v1, but again, it's not stopped him at all. Millen's not been able to get forward.
It's another Falkirk free kick played deep into Hearts territory. The Falkirk fans are appealing as one of their players goes down. I think it was Lisa that was down in a heap there. They wanted something. No free kick awarded, as Falkirk all the way back to Scott Bain, who's come maybe 10 yards outside his goal, and he'll go right-footed looking for Carell Wilson out on that wide right-hand side. Still Lisa's complaining about what he thinks happened in the penalty box there. I didn't see anything amiss, John, did you?
I think it looks to me as if Kent dragged him at the ground, but I don't think they're even going to check it. They're letting it go, but that's what it looked like from here. You're obviously looking to see when they're all complaining, but I don't think it's enough for a penalty anyway.
Goal scorer Parkinson has the ball down near the corner flag over on that right-hand side, but it's come off his shin, and it's out for a throw-in to Hearts, who trail by a 1-0.
With Falkirk going in front here with 20 minutes to go, and where Hearts are in the league, you'd expect Falkirk to be under severe pressure, defending their box, balls coming in, constant attacking from Hearts, but it's not been the case. Hearts seem to be playing the ball around about here, and Falkirk are able to go and press.
Hearts have completely fallen out of this cup tie, and it's Falkirk who are swarming all over them. They're up near the Hearts penalty area. Carell Wilson over on that right hand side is Lisa, and he'll get a corner kick. Excuse me, it was Louis Marsh who was trying to cross the ball there. The Falkirk fans are absolutely loving life right now, and why not? 72 minutes have been played here at Tynecastle. It's the away team that leads by a 0. Ben Parkinson for Falkirk. They've had free kicks, they've had corners, they've had the bulk of possession. Another Falkirk corner is coming. The away fans are trying to suck the ball into the net here. In comes the corner from Calvin Miller. It's deep, header down, and it's towards one of his teammates who can't get the shot away. The Falkirk fans are claiming for a penalty. Don't think so. Falkirk still have the ball, though. It's played across towards the left-hand side, and Hearts are scrambling to get the ball away here. All of a sudden it looks like the Falkirk jerseys are swarming around the maroon ones, whereas it was the opposite in the first half. Bain chips the ball aimlessly out for a throw in, and that just gives Hearts a little bit of relief and a bit of energy. Bain trying to find one of his Falkirk teammates there, couldn't quite do it. The ball took a big bounce and looped over his head. So Altena with the throw in for Hearts down this right hand side. Falkirk with everybody back. Altena to Beningame, and he goes wide left to Harry Milne, plays the first time ball in. Shankland's there near the penalty spot. One of the Hearts players goes down. He felt he was tugged down there by Lisa. Referee's happy to play on Nick Walsh. Here's Harry Milne inside the area. Can he pick out a Hearts man? It goes all the way back. There was some good defending by Falkirk. It just evaded Lawrence Shankland. Still the pressure is on. Altena, left-footed, chips the ball to the back post. The white jerseyed Falkirk players get it away. Shankland's snapshot is again blocked by Falkirk, and now they'll hit on the break, can they? Because Carell Wilson is over the halfway line. He's got Parkinson in the middle for support, but Benny Beningame, superb backtracking from him. He just takes it off his toes, to the relief of everybody around us in the Wheatfield stand. And still live on BBC Radio Scotland, it's Hearts 0, Falkirk 1 after 74 minutes. Shankland's nearly in at the other end, but that's good defending by Falkirk. Connor Allen and Liam Henderson have been immense for Falkirk, particularly in this second half, keeping things organised at the back. And they're far more sprightly and enterprising going forward of Falkirk. Now that they're having to do some defending. In comes Kizaridis on his right foot. Well, that's high and wide and not very handsome. And with 74 minutes on the clock, it's frustration around 3/4 of this ground, with the scoreline still dangerously now with 15 minutes of the game left only. Hearts 0, Falkirk 1.
Yeah, you've got Kizaridis exactly where you would want him, on the left hand side, coming in on his right, cutting in 1v1 against Lisa. Millen makes the overlap run. Lisa's dragged with him. He comes inside, opens up for him to get a shot away, and he just puts his foot through it 10 yards over the bar, which is disappointing, especially when he's worked so hard to come inside. But again, Scott Bain's still not done safe to make the second half.
It has been all Falkirk since the interval. The change in dynamics and momentum of this game, absolutely extraordinary. And Falkirk are scrapping for everything now on the halfway line. Scrapping unfairly, says the referee Nick Walsh, and I think we're going to get another Hearts substitution. We've not had a sighting of Islam Chesnikov, their sprightly new winger. I'm just having a look over there to see if that's maybe him coming on. We shall soon see.
Looks like 99 in his shorts.
Islam Chesnikov then, for his Hearts debut, is stripped and ready to go. Is he the hero in the last 15 minutes for the home side, who trail by a goal to nil? This was not in a lot of people's scripts, I don't think, but the Scottish Cup is never scripted, of course. We've had fabulous entertainment today. We had Dunfermline shocking Hibs. Are Falkirk about to surprise Hearts? Kizaridis has the ball just outside the Falkirk area. Spittle back to Beningame, midway inside the Falkirk half. Over to the right hand side now. Jordi Altena, right footed cross is deflected high up into the air. Liam Henderson's underneath it, heads it clear for Falkirk. Hearts pick up though with Kabore on this right hand side into Beningame in the centre of midfield, midway inside the Falkirk half. Hearts being patient with the ball. Now wide left is Kizaridis just outside the area into Harry Milne, back to Kizaridis. Milne makes a run outside him. Now Kizaridis right footed. The cross is a good one, headed away by Falkirk to the edge of the area. Good Hearts pressure this. They're trying to sniff out an equaliser, but they've given the ball away. Falkirk just delay on the ball there. That was Louis Marsh, and now Altena just outside the Falkirk penalty area. Chips the ball to the back post towards Shankland, and Lisa gets himself in a bit of a mess until he hacks the ball clear. Better from Hearts, and that's why the home fans are now a little bit more hopeful, a little bit more energised, and still they trail by a goal to nil.
Yeah, it's better from Hearts now. They're getting the ball into the box, again getting the ball wide. As soon as they're doing that, they're able to get bodies into the box. Now Altena's coming off here, he's going to go for it. Chesnikov's coming on. Dylan Tate, I think it is, it's down with cramp. It just shows you the amount of work that Falkirk's putting in, especially in the second half, not in their own half, in Hearts' half. When Hearts are building, Falkirk have been right up against them, ready to press, try to win the ball back. They've put a lot into this game.
A huge roar there from 3/4 of Tynecastle greeted the debut of Islam Chesnikov off the bench, the Kazakhstan international, number 99. Will he be able to either sniff out a goal himself or provide one for somebody else?
Derek's rolled the dice. You look at it, Magnussen's now playing right back, Harry Millen's playing left back, two very attack-minded players. Millen and Kent, Finlay and Kent are the two centre backs. Then you've got Spittle and Beningame in the middle of the pitch. So Spittle's obviously going to go forward. Then you've got a front four of Chesnikov, Shankland,
Kabore.
Yeah. And then the left hand side, Kizaridis. So it's basically 2-4-4.
They are going to have to go for it, our Hearts, because there are only 12 minutes left in this cup tie and they're trailing by a goal to nil. Are they going to get a corner here? I think they are. And that gives the home fans something to cheer as well. Trying to chase this equalising goal. Harry Milne will come across to this right-hand side, and it'll be a left-footed in-swinger, I would imagine. And everybody's up for Hearts, everybody's back for Falkirk. Benny Beningame is the only player away from the fray. He's in the centre circle. Everybody else is either in the box or near it. In comes the corner kick. Up go the Falkirk heads. Magnuson's there. Shankland's peeled away to the back there. He chips it to the back post. Falkirk are trying to get the ball away and they can't. Now they will. A boot goes through it, I think, from Karel Wilson. And Hearts will gather with Baningime. He just takes the ball on his head. He doesn't need to panic or worry because he's all alone inside his own half, inside the centre circle. Kabori back to Baningime. Falkirk trying to organise themselves in their shape. They will scrap now to try and protect this 1-goal lead. Kabori heads it aimlessly down, and that frustrates the home support around us. Falkirk can't keep possession of the ball, or their goal scorer Ben Parkinson heads it down to Hearts possession. And now Frankie Kent will just look to Stuart Finlay on as a second half substitute. He wraps the ball across to Shankland, it was, who's gone over wide left now. Kizaridis is playing in front of him. That was pinged towards Shankland, and Hearts have the throw in. Shankland's been tackled, though. Well, that energy and enterprise about Falkirk, it's been shining through in this second half, but Hearts scrap to win the ball back. We're nearly into the final 10 minutes of this Scottish Cup tie, with Hearts trailing at home by 1-0. Chesnikov on his left foot just goes infield to Finlay. Everybody's inside the Falkirk half. The visitors lying deep. The white shirts in 2 banks of 4 as he's surely overrun the ball there. I think he is going to get a free kick, though. There's a booking coming, is there? Yes, is that for Lisa?
Yeah, Lisa, yeah.
Well,
Kizaridis does well. He's
won. Is that for persistent foul? It didn't look like a bad foul.
I think he sticks. It's not a bad foul. It's definitely not. I think it's the aftermath, because Kizaridis is by the 3 of them, and when you look when he's past the 3, he's kicked it too far away from him. It's just a leg that's dangled out. This is a danger here. Hearts need to put bodies in the box and try and get the goal.
Falkirk will need to be as sharp here at the back as they have been up front for the entirety of this second half. The free kick will be fizzed in by Kizaridis, I think it is, across there on that left-hand side. Referee Nick Walsh blows his whistle a couple of times. You see some pushing and some jostling. Shankland's in there, Kabori's in there, Finlay's in there, Chesnikov, the new man for Hearts, is in there. So's Magnuson at the back post. He's unmarked at the moment. Liam Henderson might have to keep a wee weather eye over his left shoulder. Still we wait for the free kick. Kizaridis' right hand is up. Now he comes right-footed. It's a poor one. It's easily cleared by Falkirk, and Calvin Miller will try and give chase. Baningime takes a nice touch, and a couple of touches means Spittle gets on the ball in central midfield for Hearts out to this right-hand side. Magnuson plays a poor ball in, easily hacked clear by Falkirk. Up to the halfway line. Falkirk have got everybody back, though, so it's easy for Hearts to play the ball all the way back to Shvolov. The clock kicks on, though, towards 81.5 minutes. Still Falkirk lead by that Ben Parkinson goal to 0, and thoroughly merited is their 1-goal lead as well. Hearts have really struggled to make the visiting keeper Scott Bain dirty his jersey in the whole match, frankly, but certainly in this second half has been pretty much all Falkirk. There are 2 balls on the pitch, but Kizaridis will play on. He might get a corner for his efforts, and he will. The other ball is quickly scuttled off field. A little bit of pressure building up. A nice head of steam here for Hearts as we go into the last 8 minutes here at Tynecastle. They trail Falkirk by 1-0 in the 4th round of the Scottish Cup. Kizaridis will take this corner from the left-hand side. It'll be a right-footed in-swinger. The Greek takes it now. It's pretty good. Head flicks there. Headed off the line by Henderson. Back into the danger area. Still Hearts have it in a dangerous area until Thomas Magnuson skies the ball 15 yards over the crossbar, and all the impetus goes out of the Hearts attack, and it remains with 83 minutes now on the clock in the 4th round of the Scottish Cup. Hearts 0, Falkirk 1.
Yeah, Falkirk are just trying to take a sting out of it now. They're getting down, holding themselves with cramp. I don't think that any of them actually have cramp. But again, ball in the box from Kizaridis, in it comes. Goal right at the back post, Shankland puts it back in. Finlay's able to get a touch on it. He's facing away from his goal, sets Magnuson. You can see it's too quick. Magnuson, there's too much pace in the ball. He's not going to have a chance to put his foot through it. He's just leaning back, it's way over the bar. But again, Hearts need to make sure they keep getting the ball wide and putting the ball in the box, because it's causing Falkirk problems. But there's only 7-8 minutes left. They need to keep the intensity in the game.
7 of the regulation 90 minutes are left. There will be some time added on. Philip Lisa is off the field for Falkirk at the moment. We weren't sure if it was cramp or a knock, and John McGlenn is ushering over some of his substitutes on the opposite side to us here in the Wheatfield. The Falkirk bench, so technically it is a hive of activity. He made a triple substitution at half-time. It looks like a couple of folk are getting stripped over there.
I think he'll do one just now and try and keep one for the dying minutes.
Scott Bain takes the goal kick. Liam Henderson will look to scramble the ball. Oh no, he won't. He does a lovely little back slick turn, but Falkirk are under pressure deep inside their own half. Now he puts his foot through the ball, which I thought he might have done first time of asking. And Hearts pick up with Finlay on the halfway line. The Hearts line now is the halfway line. Everybody else is in the Falkirk half. Hearts are going to throw the kitchen sink at this, and as well they might. Here comes Chesnikov. He goes down. He wants a penalty. Oh, he's going to get it. The tackle goes in on Islam Chesnikov, and Nick Walsh has pointed to the penalty spot. Late drama here at Tynecastle. Penalty to Hearts, and the Falkirk players are absolutely crestfallen.
Kennedy, there's an instant in that part of play. I don't know if it's seen, I don't know if the cameras have picked up on it. The ball's coming and the Hearts have got it, and it's going to go to the left-hand side, and John McGlynn pushes Lisa onto the pitch. As he pushes Lisa onto the pitch, Nick Walsh is pushed him back, telling him to get back off, so he obviously has to come back off, which allows the ball to go wide, which then Falkirk are a man down. The ball gets played over to the Chesnikov. He takes the touch out his feet. He doesn't get another touch on it. He just gets his body across McCann. I'm not sure if McCann gets contact on him or not. Obviously it'll go to VAR. Andy will be able to tell us more, but
they're checking. They are checking it. It did look soft to me, Andy. It looks like it's given. Shankland's shaping up to take it.
Yeah, I think Chesnikov's already on his way down, but I think the fact that McCann goes to ground, I think it gives the referee a decision to make, and once he makes that decision, I don't think it's going to go overturned.
Here we go. It's Lawrence Shankland against Scott Bain. It's a penalty to Hearts. They trail 1-0 in the fourth round of the Scottish Cup. Up comes Shankland, down the middle, high into the roof of the net. Hearts have their equaliser. It's come from their Mr. Reliable, their captain, their leader from the penalty spot with 5 minutes to go. Brings Hearts level in the cup tie. It's Hearts 1, it's Falkirk 1. Of course, it's Lawrence Shankland.
John McGlynn is absolutely raging at the side there. You can see him. He doesn't want Lisa back on the pitch, but he's forced to do it. But the substitute's not ready. He can't change it. So he's got to try and operate with 10 men. And as I said, he's trying to get Keelan Adams in the pitch. You can see him trying to get ready. But he's trying to push Lisa back onto the pitch in the original incident. But Lisa can't go on. Walsh gets him off. Nick Walsh, the referee, gets him off. Ball gets played in the back post. Falkirk are down to 10. But the ball comes in from that area, so he can't possibly come on. And it's obviously changed the game now. So Hearts do have the impetus in the game. They're playing the ball forward. They've got lots of energy. The ball's getting into the box. They can't change the way they're playing now. I think they have to keep the way it is, and it's obviously 2-4-4. Can they go and try and win it?
They wanted Islam Chesnikov to make an impact. He's done that. He won the penalty that enabled Hearts to draw level with 5 minutes to go in the fourth round of the Scottish Cup. I must admit it looked softish to me, but it was given by Nick Walsh on field. VAR had a look, and Lawrence Shankland made absolutely no mistake. 86, nearly 87 minutes on the clock. Hearts 1, Falkirk 1. The home fans now are full of energy. They're on their feet. They want this done in normal time. Maybe they've got plans in town after, I don't know. We'll soon find out. 3 minutes to go of the regulation 90. Then we'll have time added on, and then if neither side can find a goal, we shall have extra time.
You better get back on that internet. Start searching for them hotel rooms again.
It's totally crashed now. There's no getting on it. But we're very happy because certainly the standard of this game is upped in the second half. Falkirk went ahead, Hearts have equalised. It's anybody's game now. It is a cracking Scottish Cup tie. It's live on BBC Radio Scotland with Kerry Nidsan and John Rankin beside me and Andy Halliday in the studio. Andy, just coming again on that penalty, you 100% happy that it should have been given?
Listen, I agree with you guys. I think it is really soft. I can't help but feel the fact that McCann does go to ground. As soon as the referee points to the spot, I don't think VAR is going to intervene and say it's a clear and obvious error, but I agree with you guys. I think it's soft.
Yeah, it's a good shout. It has to be a clear and obvious error for them to overrule the on-field decision, which was penalty. Nick Walsh couldn't point to the spot quick enough. He was right there. He thought it was a penalty. He gave it. Lawrence Shankland scored it, and now Falkirk are up the other end. Calvin Miller twisting and turning. Hearts with some defending to do. Louis Marsh might get there for Hearts. No, he won't, because Harry Milno scooped the ball up towards halfway. Falkirk in the Hearts half. They played so well, have Falkirk. They were 5 minutes from a place in the last 16 of the Scottish Cup, and there was you-know-who, Lawrence Shankland, for his 15th goal for Hearts this season, 16th overall if you count the goal he got for Scotland in that tremendous win over Denmark. What a season, what a captain.
Oh, but listen, brilliant from Lawrence Shankland, but the thing being, he's been quiet in the game. He's not had a big influence in it. John McGlynn rolls the dice at half-time and makes a major impact in the game with what the three substitutes have. It causes Hearts problems, but to be fair to Derek McInnes, he doesn't stand still. He makes one change, he changes it for a second time, he changes it for a third time. Kizaridis has played on the left, the right, the left. Spittle's played as a sitting midfielder, he's played on the right. But Derek continued to probe and try to get something out of the game. And ultimately it has. Shankland steps up with the penalty, so he's been able to get his goal scorer involved in it in some way, and now it looks like the game's heading to extra time. So both managers have had a major say in the game, and for us, second half has been much more exciting than what the first half was.
89.5 minutes on the clock. Hearts 1, Falkirk 1. Falkirk play a free kick towards the edge of the Hearts area. It's come off a Hearts player. The goalkeeper has to scramble across to save it, going out for a corner kick. In 20 seconds, the 90 minutes will have come and gone. We'll get an indication of how much time is going to be added on and how much time either side has to prevent this from going to extra time. Falkirk have been fantastic in the second half, but they've conceded a late goal, and now Hearts really fancy this. 5 minutes, I think, are going to be added on. Falkirk are struggling to get the ball away from the edge of their own penalty area at the moment. Somebody in a Hearts jersey's gone down. It's Kabore. Again, Falkirk have just played that aimlessly high into the area. Trouble here for Falkirk. Has that come off a hand? The Hearts fans are claiming for another penalty. I don't think Nick Walsh is going to give it unless VAR whisper in his ear. He's already given one softish award. Play on, says the referee for the moment. Chesnikov tries to stab the ball forward. It's poor though, and Falkirk will try and come forward. Lunging into the tackle there though goes the goal scorer Parkinson, who will get a yellow card to add to the goal that he scored for Falkirk.
A bit of panic in the Falkirk penalty area. The ball's just getting played forward. There's no Hearts play around about it, but Falkirk swinging legs and trying to clear it, making sure that they don't concede. That nervousness keeps in, obviously, since the goal. And listen, they could go out the cup. I can see why they're defending the way they are, but a wee bit more composure. There's a chance in the break, because Hearts are leaving at 1v1 at the back.
They will be so tired, some of those Falkirk players, because they put so much into this match, particularly this second half. Their energy has been fantastic. They're now having to fend, though. The free kick's chipped towards the back post. Falkirk might have a chance through Wilson to get the ball away. He's tried to play football there. He's surely been taken late. Referee, again, another yellow card comes out. Who's that for? Spittle was there. Chesnikov lunged into that one.
He tried to tackle Wilson and took Spittle right out.
Well, what an introduction to Scottish football for him. He's won a penalty, he's got a yellow card, he's getting stuck into the tackles. It's blood and thunder. It's 1-1 in the Scottish Cup under the lights in Gorgie. Really good cup tie, and we're still no nearer to finding out who's going to join the other 12 who are already through to the last 16. We'll remind you who they are in a moment, in case you've missed the earlier action on BBC Radio Scotland in the fourth round of the Scottish Cup. Right now, it's Falkirk trying to find the second goal. They are trying to press Hearts back, and they might have to defend now as Kabore will give chase. Liam Henderson back to his goalkeeper, Scott Bain. Bain takes a couple of touches. He tries to stab the ball over to the left-hand side. He's done well there, the goalkeeper, to find Leon McCann in acres of space. He thinks about the long diagonal, sells Chesnikov a dummy. Now McCann, still he's going McCann. Great run from McCann. Can he get the cross in? He can. Will it come to a Falkirk player? No, because Finlay there for Hearts, Stuart Finlay, just batters the ball out for a throw-in. 92.5 minutes on the clock. Hearts 1, Falkirk 1. It's a great Scottish Cup tie. Both sides fancy it. Falkirk with the momentum at the moment, but Hearts it is who've had the comfort, the relief of that equalising goal. We've got 2 minutes left of the 5 added on. Falkirk have a throw-in deep in Hearts territory. Hearts have everyone back. Falkirk are trying to play football up towards the Hearts area, but they can't quite make it pay off. Falkirk will just regain possession on the halfway line in the centre circle. Dylan Tate will chip the ball over to the right hand side. Is there a chance to get the ball in early? No. Falkirk will still keep possession in the middle of the pitch. Dylan Tate just wants to dictate. Now he plays the ball down the right hand side, and that's well read by Hearts at the back. Beningame now will try and play the ball up the touchline, but he's given it away. Falkirk will give chase over on that right hand side. Keelan Adams, one of the substitutes, is across there now. Chance for Falkirk. Can they bring a good ball back? They can. That was Louis Marsh. They will, however, get a corner kick in the final 90 seconds of the cup tie, which is poised at Hearts 1, Falkirk 1.
Yeah, it's down that right side again. They get in behind Kyrell Wilson. He's trying to cut it back and be pinpoint, but the pass isn't anywhere near accurate enough. But I'll tell you what, Dylan Tate's played some part in the second half, just breaking play up, playing forward passes, making sure that Falkirk on the front foot.
Corner to Falkirk with a minute left in the cup tie. In it comes, deep to the back post, volleyed against the back of Kabori there. Well, that was heading towards goal as well, so Kabori's done well to block that. Still Falkirk have it, and Liam Henderson tried to scoop the ball into the area. Well, that was his fellow centre-half Connor Allen, who's playing like a left winger down here, passes it infield to his centre-half, and well, that was a centre-half's attempt at a cross. I think this is going to finish one each because we've got 30 seconds left. Hearts have got a goal kick which they're in no massive rush to take, but this will now surely be the last play of the game. Right-footed, Schwolow chips the ball forward. The Hearts heads go up. I don't know who touched that, nobody, so it's a throw in to Falkirk, who will be, I think, secretly seething, in particular their manager, that they let this cup tie slip out of the bag, which what they will feel was a soft penalty kick. With 10 seconds left of time added on, the ball's high in the air in the centre circle. Falkirk get it into Hearts territory. The white jerseys scramble around. There goes the final whistle. We shall have extra time, but what a second half we've enjoyed here. There's muted applause round the ground because, well, maybe they did have lots of other plans, the Hearts fans, but they've got at least another half hour to look forward to. And why wouldn't you look forward to it? Falkirk have been excellent since the break. They've got a really good goal stabbed in by second half substitute Ben Parkinson shortly before the hour, and it looked like they might be through to the last 16 until the second half substitute, the late substitute, the debut boy Islam Chesnikov, was brought down, according to referee Nick Walsh, by Leon McCann. Penalty kick with 5 minutes to go, expertly taken by Lauren Shanklin, and I'm thinking that this extra half hour is going to be pretty good, John Rankin.
It certainly will be. There'll be tired bodies out there. There'll certainly be gaps. There'll be spaces for people to play into. Hopefully we get a little bit of quality. I don't think we've had a lot of quality within the game. The ball going forward from Falkirk, certainly in the second half. Falkirk just put the ball into an area where Hearts had to try and build, and they allowed the first pass to go and then go and press, which allowed Falkirk actually to play in Hearts' half, which they've never done the first half at all. And then when you look at it from there, I think Falkirk will be really disappointed in regards to they weren't able to see it out. But again, it is it's a silly decision for McCann, because he goes to ground and he makes the referee's mind up. Does he need to go to ground? I'm not so sure. I would need to see it again, but he gets himself in that position at the time where he's inside Chesnikov. But listen, it's been a cup tie. It's not too much quality, but it's certainly been a cup tie, and you can't fault the commitment of either set of players.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed in particular the second half. Andy Halliday, how do you see the balance of power just now? Hearts obviously lifted by that late equaliser. There's another half hour coming.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's been so much tinkering for both dugouts that I think, you know, that change for John McGlynn at half time made a real difference. I thought if Hearts were going to score in the first half, it was coming down Hearts' left hand side, but then it was roles reversed. I thought Falkirk down their right hand side in the second half were excellent. I thought Lissa before he came off, and Kyrell Wilson's been a real difference maker with his pace and energy on that right hand side. And given how well I felt that Falkirk have defended this full game, I think McCann will be so disappointed with his decision to go to ground and give Hearts a cheap penalty in a scenario that didn't look all that dangerous at the time. And you guys will see it back and be able to forge your own opinion. Chesnikov looks as if he's trying to use his body to almost brush McCann off, but McCann's body's not there, because he then goes to ground and slides in. And I think as soon as he goes to ground, I think he just gives the referee a decision to make, and as soon as the decision is made, I don't think there's any way that VAR's going to intervene and overrule the decision. For then on in, like he says, I thought it's been a proper cup tie for the remaining 10 minutes. And if extra time's anything like the second half, we're in for a decent 30 minutes at least.
Yeah, I'd take much more of that, absolutely. I must admit, the penalty call, when I was calling it live, I felt that it was soft. I didn't think it was a penalty. Was that your gut feeling as well, John?
Yeah, I didn't think it was. I thought when I'm sitting looking at the balls, it's a dangerous ball because it's over the top of McCann. And as a full-back in that position, you see it umpteen times where they dive in because the ball's over the top and they feel exposed. They don't want to let their side down, but by going to ground, he is. But I didn't think there was much contact, and Chesnikov never got a touch away from him, so he's went to ground and made the referee's decision for him, but the ball doesn't change direction, so it's an easy decision for him.
I think McCann's reaction as well. I think McCann's reaction as well, Ranks, it maybe shows his sort of thoughts on it. He knows as soon as he goes to ground that he's probably made the wrong decision. And again, I think you guys will agree when you see it. I think it is one of the one that as soon as the penalty is given, I don't think VAR's going to intervene in any way.
Well, the one thing that we can say is that two sets of eyes from officialdom had a look at it. Nick Walsh, live in real time, thought it was a penalty. Andrew Dallas in the VAR offices didn't see enough to overrule it, didn't see enough of a clear and obvious error. Lawrence Shankland wasn't bothering to stand on ceremony, blasted the ball straight down the middle into the roof of the net. That equalised the nice goal that Ben Parkinson had scored for Falkirk. We are now about to enjoy, hopefully, another 30 minutes of this engrossing Scottish Cup tie. Hearts kick it off. They will go right to left as we look, attacking the Falkirk fans who were singing and dancing in glee for most of that second half, until, of course, Shankland slams in that equalising penalty kick.
Kennedy, what have we got stoppage-wise? Because obviously both teams are allowed to stop the game 3 times within the 90 minutes, and then another once in extra time, but Falkirk only stopped it once. Am I right in saying that? They made 3 subs at half time, then they made 1.
Yes, here we go. Kiziridis in for Hearts. A tackle has to be made here, and was that going to be a corner kick? Yeah, it's a goal kick. I think that's right, because actually neither Keelan Adams nor Scott Bain, I don't think, made contact with the ball. It went over the line, so yeah, it probably should be a goal kick, but that was Kiziridis' pace early in this first half of extra time, nearly getting in. Again,
a diagonal over the top, full-back misreads it. Kiziridis gets the touch out his feet, but the full-back is forced to dive in.
So, a goal kick to Falkirk. Scott Bain will take. Hearts 1, Falkirk 1, a minute into extra time here at Tynecastle. It's your Saturday night entertainment in Scotland's capital city. It's live on BBC Radio Scotland with John Rankin and Kerry Nidsan. We've got Andy Halliday in the studio. We'll dip into his thoughts in a few minutes' time as we just wait to see how this first period of extra time is going to settle down. Hearts have the ball. It's on halfway though. They're going to spread it over to their right-hand side, and that's nicely dealt with by Frankie Kent. Goes out to the right-hand side. Magnusson's over there. Falkirk though with McCann get the ball back, and Falkirk play a couple of nice passes. Oh, Louis Walsh, one of their new boys, one of their subs, just about gave the ball away. It has now been given away by Brad Spencer. Hearts can't capitalise though. A little bit scrappy from both sides. Maybe some nerves kicking in at the start of this period of extra time. And Magnusson has just put his right foot through the ball all the way out for a goal kick to Falkirk with 2 minutes played in this first period of extra time, 1 each in the cup tie.
So Falkirk can make 2 changes and they're allowed 2 stoppages. Hearts are only allowed 1 change, is that right? Do we know?
I think so. I think so.
I think that's because Falkirk have only stopped the game 1 time, because they made the 3 changes at half time, and they've made the 4th change with 1 stoppage, so they're still allowed 2 stoppages, and they're allowed still 2 changes, whereas Hearts are not allowed. They've made their full 5, haven't they?
They have, yes. So over on that right hand side. So Hearts have 1 now that we're into extra time.
Yep.
And they have the ball on that right hand side. It's chipped forward towards Kabore. It's a wee bit aimless though, and Scott Bain, right-footed, will blast the ball back deep into Hearts territory. Finlay's underneath it. Mistake there though now. Calvin Miller's in here for Falkirk, tries the shot, good save from Schwolov. He palms the ball away to his left-hand side. It's stopped from going out for a throw-in near the corner flag. Good power in the shot there from Calvin Miller. Good save from the goalkeeper, diving to his left. First chance of extra time goes the way of Falkirk. Now Hartsell, good play from Spittle into Kabore to Shankland. He's inside the area. Can he get a shot or a cross away? Shankland, it's deflected. It's battered away by Falkirk. Shankland, now he holds his hand up there. Shankland either in apology or did he injure himself there?
I think he's holding a hammy or
oh
a quad.
Dear, well, Lawrence Shankland is limping in the middle of the Falkirk penalty area. He's not a happy bunny. He's signalling to the bench. He's going to have to play on for the moment though. Now let's see what's going to happen here. Now Hearts have it on the halfway line. Ball's chipped forward, comes over a Falkirk player. Shankland is at walking pace at the moment. Falkirk into the centre circle. Louis Marsh spins round, comes back to Brad Spencer. Falkirk just slowing things down. Shankland is visibly limping there.
Yeah,
not good news for Hearts. He's jogging, he's trying to run it off. Scott Bain for Falkirk with the match poised at 1-1. We're 4.5 minutes, nearly 5 minutes into extra time. Shankland, still he's there. He's
taking the armband off.
Taking the armband off. He's going to throw it to Blair Spittle. Hearts have taken the throw in. Well, on we play, and Shankland can't give the armband away at the moment because play is ongoing. Hearts have it deep inside their own half. Finlay back to his goalkeeper. Schwoloff right-footed out to the right-hand side to Frankie Kent. 5 minutes into the half hour of extra time. Nice ball over to the right-hand side. First time ball. Oh, Kabore might just about get there. It was a touch there from Henderson just as well. The big Falkirk defender stretched out his boot there, and now the ball goes out. Brad Spencer has charitably knocked the ball out of play. He gets a high five from Lawrence Shankland, who will now come off, and he's getting an ovation from the Hearts fans. Lawrence Shankland comes off because he can play no further part, and Kabangu comes on for Hearts. Well, I wonder how bad that injury is. Kabangu is on for Hearts.
Derek McInnes's reaction to Magnuson's throw is one of the best reactions I've ever seen for a manager. He's trying to tell him to stop and slow down so that they can get Shankland off. Shankland's in the process of handing the armband to Spittle, and Magnuson throws the ball. Derek McInnes is on the pitch trying to grab him. Crazy. You know your player can't run, and he's done that.
Hearts 1, Falkirk 1. The home side have the ball inside their own half. Over on that right-hand side, it's Magnuson. Plays it down for the run of Kabore. Down the right-hand side, sliding in goes Liam Henderson with a terrific tackle to put the ball out for a throw-in to Hearts, midway inside the Falkirk territory. Who is going to join? Spartans, Partick Thistle, St Mirren, Motherwell, Kelty Hearts, Dundee, Elgin, Dundee United, Airdrie, Dunfermline, Stenhousemuir and Rangers in the last 16 of the Scottish Cup. Another sub coming here for Falkirk.
Yeah, it's Ross for Calvin Miller by the looks of it.
Yeah, Ethan Ross coming on, and Calvin Miller, off he goes. His socks rolled down to his ankles. What a shift he's put in. He had the shot that was well saved by the Hearts goalie Schwolo. It's the first and only real chance in this extra time period, of which we've now played 7 minutes, with this cup tie poised at 1 goal apiece. Falkirk hemmed in deep in their own half. It's over on the left hand side near the corner flag. It's going to be a throw in to Hearts. It's just going to be launched long into the box. There's a hush around Tynecastle now. All of a sudden everybody's nervous. Who's going to come out on top here? Is there another goal here in extra time? Penalties are looming if there isn't. Hearts trying to do something about that now through Harry Milne. Plays it nicely out towards Kizaridis via Kabangu into Kabangu. Has Kizaridis as an option. Kabangu with his yellow boots trying to dazzle a couple of Falkirk players. One of who goes down. His jersey was maybe being pulled there. It was Dylan Tate who went down. You're not happy with that, I sense, John Rankin, are you?
No, listen, I know Dylan Tate well. He's a great player, really good on the ball, comfortable. He knows the size, he knows how to get his body between opponent and the ball, and he uses it really well. He buys a foul there. I think Kabangu's past him, does well, gets his cell into the box, and the referee buys it from Dylan jumping top of the ball. But there's a lot of tired legs out there. You can see the Falkirk players try to stretch as well to make sure that they avoid the cramp.
Scott Bain chips the ball forward deep into Hearts territory. I'm thinking as well, if this does go to penalties, Lawrence Shankland would definitely have taken one. He's not there now. All sorts of implications. He already scored one penalty, beautifully dispatched to equalise Ben Parkinson's stab in for Falkirk. That's why we're still playing deep into the night on a Saturday night in Edinburgh. Hearts 1, Falkirk 1, fourth round of the Scottish Cup. Fascinating tie, delicately poised, live on BBC Radio Scotland with Andy Halliday, John Rankin and me, Kerdy Nitzan. Here come Hearts. Kabori has the ball inside the penalty area. He can't do anything with it though, and a tackle goes in there on Kizaridis. The ball's out for a goal kick. Kizaridis is rolling around inside the box.
Chesnikov's down.
Chesnikov, is it? Is he going to get anything? Not according to the referee. Scott Bain's telling him to get up. It's the 99, not the 89. The 89, of course, is right in front of me. So Chesnikov does get to his feet. He won that penalty for Hearts with 5 minutes of normal time to go. It was brilliantly taken by Lawrence Shankland. That's why the scoreline remains 9.5 minutes into extra time. Hearts 1, Falkirk 1. The quality has gone out of the game, as exemplified by that terrible goal kick by Scott Bain that just about made halfway. The flick from Kizaridis hits the hand of Adams. Play on, says the referee, and Keelan Adams will get the ball on halfway for Falkirk. He invites Carell Wilson to go for a run down to the byline. Great cross from him, first time is a good one. Hearts have to head the ball away. Brad Spencer looks for support. Falkirk have it just outside the area. Keelan Adams dinks the ball into the area. There's nobody really there though from a Falkirk point of view. Hearts play the ball high into the area. Good spell of Falkirk pressure. Wilson is underneath it here. Wilson plays the ball in. The goalkeeper comes and punches one of his own players, gets in the way. Falkirk still might get on the ball here just outside the Hearts area. They won't though because it's stabbed away, but now they will. Falkirk get possession through Dylan Tate, who's absolutely everywhere. He's fouled by...
He's been immense. He's been immense in the middle of that pitch for Falkirk. He really has. When you look at how he controls the game, the second half it was him breaking play up, playing the ball wide, picking up seconds, making sure he was playing in the weakness at that particular time. And even now, although he's stretching a lot, he's still picking up the second balls and he's able to go and dictate the game.
Fouled by Kabangu, so Falkirk just outside the centre circle will have a free kick with 5 minutes left of this first half of extra time. The goalkeeper comes for it. Oh, he's dropped it there. Referee's happy to play on. The goalkeeper wants a foul. Well, they'll now have an offside decision, and Alexander Schwolo must be just about the most relieved person inside Tynecastle right now, so I don't think there was a foul.
No, and the other part, that's twice, just before that as well, when he runs into Frankie Kent, so he's not been convincing. But again, Falkirk are putting the ball in when they're getting it wide. They're putting the ball in for deeper when it's coming for a full-back position. If they just roll it to the wide player, I don't think there's any closing down going to be happening now because the players are tired. If they go it there, then it becomes a case of the ball's coming in from behind the Hearts defence rather than in front of them, when they can go and head it away.
Well, some of these players are running on empty. One such is Connor Allen, who just about had enough steam left in the tank to shepherd the ball away for a goal kick to Falkirk. The visitors are in absolutely no hurry whatsoever to take it. The clock ticks down towards the 12th minute of extra time, so we're 3 minutes from half time in extra time. You're listening to BBC Radio Scotland on a Saturday night in the capital. Hearts 1, Falkirk 1 for a place in the 5th round, the last 16 of the Scottish Cup. One of these two is going to be lucky 13. Would be very unlucky for the other. Will it be decided by penalties, or is there a goal in this extra time? As Kabangu gives chase for Hearts, McCann is there for Falkirk. He's going to try and shepherd it out. He's done really well there. Goal kick to Falkirk. The visitors are trying to manage the game and they're doing it reasonably well so far.
Yeah, they're doing it well. They haven't been a threat at all in the second half in regards to putting the ball in areas. I don't think Swallows have much saves to make, but what he has to do is to come for a few crosses. Again, although Hearts have been through with Kizaridis on the left hand side, didn't get a shot away. There's not a lot of quality in the game now. It's just tired legs trying to see it out, and if somebody can conjure something up and try and get a winner, then great.
The clock's ticking towards 10:15 at night. That's getting perilously close to my bedtime. We are still playing here. I just knew with an 8 p.m. kickoff, I just knew it's the Scottish Cup. It's a good Hearts team, it's a good Falkirk team. Extra time and penalties were on the cards. Well, we're into extra time, of which we've played 13 minutes. It's been good stuff though. I've thoroughly enjoyed this one. Is there a twist in the tale here? Is there a goal for either side? Or will it be decided, as several of the other ties were, by penalty kicks? Hearts 1, Falkirk 1. Falkirk have the ball in their own half. Chesnikov, he's been all over the place. He's been quite happy to get stuck in with the tackles. He's committed a foul there though. So again, as we tick towards the last minute of the first half of extra time, the energy just kind of gone out of it. Falkirk in no hurry. They're happy to take their time and take this free kick and then get another wee breather at half-time and extra time.
Yeah, I think the energy's actually gone out of the stadium. I think everybody's just now anticipating penalties and how it's going to go. Falkirk have obviously still got a change left. Maybe it's a time for Brian Graham to come on. The old experienced head, play through the middle, play on to him, the body's round about him, try and play percentages rather than anything else. But I don't see from within the game just now anybody that's going to create a chance or how either team's going to win it.
There are plenty of attacking options on the field, but at the moment it's defences on top. At the moment the quality has gone out of the game, and there are 30 seconds left in this first half of extra time, with the game still balanced at Hearts 1, Falkirk 1. Live on BBC Radio Scotland. Hearts trying to create a little bit of an attack here. Kabangu's in there, doesn't know where it is. Kabori's in there, and to the frustration and the fury of the Hearts fans around us, with 10 seconds left of this half in extra time. Free kick to Falkirk, but it's quickly taken and they have the ball. It's stabbed up towards the corner flag, I suppose, on that left-hand side. Falkirk will give chase, and it's been given away by Hearts, and they've given away a corner. Well, that's loose from Hearts. That's Magnuson that's conceded the corner. The 15 minutes have come and gone. Will the referee Nick Walsh allow this corner to be taken? He will, because there's one added minute as we approach half-time in extra time here at Tynecastle in this fourth round of the Scottish Cup. One set piece, and a potentially dangerous set piece for Falkirk in the last 30 seconds of this half. Can they conjure a goal here? It'll be an in-swinging corner kick. It's high, it's looping to the back post. There's a handball from someone, but I think it's gone against Falkirk. Referee Nick Walsh says that'll be a free kick to Hearts, and this will be the last play of this half.
A tired corner as well, wasn't it? We're talking about in-swing, it's just a case of put it in an area.
The referee is motioning to his ear as if there's some kind of a check. I think it's check over. He's now saying play on. He's probably going to blow his whistle about now for half-time and extra time. We still wait for Schwolow to take the kick. There it is. Hearts 1, Falkirk 1 is still the score. We are at half-time in extra time. It's a slightly deflated Tynecastle, isn't it, John Rankin? The fans are wondering where the next goal is going to come from.
Yeah, they certainly are, and I'm just looking over. It looks as if Adam Forrester's getting ready to come on. I don't think Hearts can make any more changes. I really don't. But the place is just, energy's been sucked out of it. Everything's like dying away. And they're just I think both sets of fans and both sets of players are just playing out expecting penalties now. There's not been any saves for a goalkeeper to make. There's a lot of tired legs, but what there is, there's a lot of commitment. There's definitely a lot of commitment left in the pitch, and I think both teams are determined not to lose the game.
Andy Halliday, how are you seeing it from your vantage point there in the studio? If Andy's there.
He's put the lights off.
Hello. Yeah,
Andy,
can you hear me?
Can you hear us? Yes.
Yeah, so pretty much in agreement with you guys. I think both teams are starting to show the exertions of the last 7 days. I hope I'm wrong, but certainly feels as if we're almost sleepwalking to penalties at this moment. No, it's interesting. No, you quite rightly say that you feel as if the energy's drained out the stadium. Although there's a massive game live in front of the fans, you just feel as if there'll be a lot of worried supporters in that stadium about that Lawrence Shankland injury.
Absolutely,
what did it look like?
All the fans worried as well.
Yeah, what did it actually look like? Because for us it looked as if he threw in goals, and then it looks as if he's holding his hamstring at one point, and then it looks as if it's his quad. What actually was it? Yeah,
so he almost gets the ball caught under his foot and he tries to stab it from underneath himself, but you see straight away, as soon as he makes contact with the ball, his left arm's up to signal to the bench he can't continue. I agree with you. I mean, he held his quad, he held his hamstring, so I certainly hope it's not both. But one thing's for sure, he tried to continue, but there was just no way he could. And I think with how quickly there's a realisation for Lawrence Shankland that there's something wrong as soon as he makes contact with that ball, you just get that fear that it could be a lengthy one.
This isn't a stoppage, this is half time, so that's how they can do it.
Yeah. half time in extra time has come and gone, and as you were rightly saying, up goes the board there, and young Adam Forrester, who was on loan at St Johnstone, he thought this morning, he's been called back in, and he will play the last 15 minutes in place of Thomas Magnusson as Hearts try and find the goal that will take them to the last 16 of the Scottish Cup in front of their own fans. Falkirk, they will try and do the same, and they've got loads of attacking options. They were on from half-time in normal time when Marsh, Parkinson and Carell Wilson all came on. What a difference that made. And we are now back underway into the second half of extra time in this finely balanced Scottish Cup tie, where it's Hearts 1, Falkirk 1, with Kerry Nitsan and John Rankin at Tynecastle until goodness knows when. I'll be here till 11 o'clock at least.
Quality's it. Listen, the quality in the game's out the window now. It's making sure that your concentration levels are high. You don't give your opponent any.
Mind yours. Here comes Falkirk. Now Louis Marsh will try and play the ball in, and it's all the way through to Schwolow. That was the tireless running of Carell Wilson that nearly got in there in front of the goalkeeper, just couldn't quite make it. There are plenty of tired bodies out there. Carell Wilson for Falkirk is not one of them. He looks full of running as Hearts chip the ball forward. That Lawrence Shanklin captain's armband went eventually to Frankie Kent. He was the one that just booted the ball forward. It's booted back by Falkirk, who regained possession of the football deep inside the deep inside the Hearts half, down that left-hand side they go with Ethan Ross. He'll think about a quick throw in, instead he won't. McCann will come up from left back. It's only about sort of 14-15 yards from the corner flag on this left wing. The throw-in comes into the Hearts penalty area. The ball's then chipped in by Dylan Tate, and Zach Kiziridis back there booting the ball high into the Gorgie night sky. The floodlights dazzling as Falkirk in their white jerseys try and battle with the maroon wave of press that's led by by Kabori, I should say, who chips it up towards Landry, and it's given away right into the centre of the field, and Carell Wilson does a wee pirouette in the centre circle inside his own half. Henderson, the imposing central defender, just takes his time, and now Falkirk will try and come forward with Ethan Ross down the left-hand side. Too much in the pass. He acknowledges the idea. It's all the way through to the keeper.
Yeah, Dylan Tate still trying to go on the ball off the back line. He's still trying to make passes. He's trying to play forward. The only thing is, the players in the forward areas aren't willing to make the runs anymore, or if they are willing to make the runs, they're not going to get there as quick as what they were earlier in the game. So there has to be a bit in for that. But again, as we spoke about the full game, I don't think there's been a lot of quality in it, but there is a lot of endeavour.
There's been another free kick, another foul there committed. It was Kabori who was late on Henderson. The referee now has twice asked Falkirk to retake the free kick. We've played nearly 18 minutes of the half hour of extra time as, goodness me, Falkirk just boot the ball out. Well, there are some tired minds as well as some tired bodies, and Chesnikov
that's a foul throw.
takes a foul throw on the halfway line. Well, we've seen him fouled for a penalty kick, we've seen a foul throw, we've seen him get yellow carded. It's quite the introduction to the Kazakhstan international.
Welcome to Scottish football. Welcome. At one point he attacks down this side. He's got the defender he's got McCann 1v1, tries to go inside him. The ball goes from one end to the other end, and he's got his hands in his knees trying to get a breath at the opposite side because he's defending. That's just the demands.
Falkirk have the ball. They've played this nicely to Louis Marsh, just at the edge of the area on the left-hand side of Ethan Ross. Ross onto his right foot, tries a shot. It's off a Hearts defender. It was Frankie Kent in the way there. Hearts will try and pick up possession. Liam Henderson won't let them from centre half. He boots the ball into the Edinburgh night sky. It comes nicely for Louis Marsh. A nice change of feet from him. He's tackled though, and the ball goes out for a throw into Hearts. The home fans are trying to get some energy into their team. There's 11 minutes left. Falkirk are playing mainly in the Hearts half. Difficult to know which way this one goes from here.
Yeah, I don't know what way it's going to go, and that's the thing. I think both sets of fans now, you can see the Falkirk fans getting a wee bit excited because it plays in towards the Hearts goal, but Hearts fans are trying to get their players going, make sure they see it to the end. I think everyone in the stadium's accepted it's going to go to penalties, but whenever everybody accepts that, it usually doesn't happen.
We are 10 minutes away from penalty kicks. The score at Tynecastle in the 4th round of the Scottish Cup, deep into extra time. It's 1-1. Ethan Ross trying to attack for Falkirk. He's well tackled there, but he does really well. Good industry from the substitute. He wants to take the throw in quickly. He does so to McCann. He tries to give it back to Ross. He's then tried to shoulder that back. He's offside. Not entirely sure what he was doing there.
Don't know what he's doing. But I think Leon McCann's obviously trying to put it back in Ethan Ross, but Ethan Ross takes a quick throw and you can easily tell he's offside. Again, he's put a wee bit of injection of pace and injection of quality into the game. Ross, he's trying to get Forrester 1v1, but again, Forrester's fresh, so he's able to go and deal with it.
We are into the last 10 minutes of the cup tie. It's 22 minutes past 10 o'clock on a Saturday night. It's BBC Radio Scotland, John Rankin and Kerry Nitsan with Andy Halliday in the studio. And Andy, what's your take just now as we go into the last 9 minutes or so of extra time? Do you see a goal here? A lot of kind of shape and cohesion and structure's gone out the game?
Yeah, at this moment in time you can't see a goal coming, but Derek McInnes is doing everything he can to drag an extra ounce of energy out his squad. Both teams have made plenty of changes. They're trying to inject fresh legs, but I just think that both teams are almost a little bit too cagey at the minute and can see nothing other than penalties.
Falkirk have it wide on the right with Keelan Adams. The cross is a good one. It's headed away by Frankie Kent. Falls to Brad Spencer though for Falkirk. Nice touch from Keelan Adams. I say nice touch, it was slightly heavy. The ball is now played deep into Falkirk territory. Nice touch taken there by Henderson to get away from Kabori. Scott Bain right footed, chips it aimlessly to the halfway line. Hearts should pick up, but they give it straight to Falkirk. Henderson just calms things down and Falkirk play it nicely out, and they're now over halfway. Keelan Adams has got loads of energy because he was a late substitute as well. Falkirk playing some nice football. Lovely play from them. Keelan Adams has just overplayed that. There was a desperate lunge there over on the right hand side from Benny Beningame that just put Keelan Adams off his stride. Otherwise he had a chance to get the ball across and somebody might have had a tap in. Falkirk deep inside Hearts territory near the corner flag. Can they get the ball into the box? They can't. Hearts will be able to bring it away. No, they've given it away. Some groans from the Hearts fans. Then Falkirk give it away. Really scrappy, but still Falkirk have it. I don't know what he's doing there, but it's Connor Allen from centre half. He's committed the foul there. It will go against him. But goodness me, was he out of position if he lost it there?
He's done that a few times tonight where he's won the ball, he's took possession, he started to drive into space and it just opens up for him. But he's found himself pressing Harry Milne in the left back area.
8 minutes to go. I have no clue who wins this, absolutely no clue. Whether we get a goal now, who's going to take the penalties, who's more likely to come out on top. Hearts, of course, this season, not good memories of penalty shootouts. Just ask St Mirren, they were the beneficiaries. And then, of course, the Buddies went on to lift the League Cup. Surely Hearts are not going out of 2 cup competitions in the one season on penalties. We may not need them, who knows. 7.5 minutes left. Hearts are pushing forward. Now there's a foul there on the edge of the area. Nick Walsh lets play go on and then he pulls it back. Now this will be interesting because it's a free kick to Hearts just outside the Falkirk penalty area. 20 yards, that's where Nick Walsh is marking with the spray the white line where it should be taken from. Who was fouled there? Kabangu was fouled. The ref, Nick Walsh, allowed play on. This could be dangerous.
Blair Spittle is dangerous from this area. I've seen him before in Scottish Cup ties, putting them in for here. Keziridis is obviously over the ball. I don't think Keziridis is going to be anywhere near this. I think Spittle will pull rank. Again, 7 minutes to go. This is the only way someone's going to win with something special from a set play, a dead ball. You look at how Hearts get back in it for a penalty. This could be the same.
20 yards just to the left of centre. Blair Spittle for Hearts with 6.5 minutes left. Here he comes, right footed. It's a good one just over the bar. Scott Bain was diving to his right as he hit the post or the netting. He's holding his head. Scott Bain, he did feel he had to make the save. He's asking for attention. The Hearts fans are booing. They think he's time wasting. He did go down straight away, clutching the right side of his head. Andy Halliday, what did you see there? Is the goalie injured?
Yeah, he's at full stretch. He's got his eyes on the ball, but on his way down it does look as if he clatters the post, so he's going to get a fair bit of treatment now. So I think we all definitely need a hotel.
Andy, I looked up at the clock here and it said 23:45. I'm thinking surely this isn't 11:15, but I've just realised it's 23:45 in extra time. Been here that long.
We're very nearly up to 10:30 and we are no nearer to knowing which of these two is going to join 12 others in the last 16 of the Scottish Cup, with a couple of cracking games to come tomorrow. Of course, Aberdeen against Raith Rovers at 2:30, Auchinleck Talbot against Celtic at 5:30. The best coverage, of course, on the BBC. We've also got Stranraer against Queen's Park. We shouldn't forget that's going to be played on Tuesday, I think, after that postponement. Who by then will be in, not just in the hat, but the draw will have been made, of course. The draw's going to be made tomorrow, I think, after the 2 games. At the moment it is Hearts 1, Falkirk 1, BBC Radio Scotland, live under the lights at Tynecastle with 5 minutes to go of extra time. Is there a goal left in this game? It's scrappy at the moment, it's in midfield. Spittle does well to win it. There's a tackle coming, a flying tackle coming in there by the youngster who came on, Louis Marsh. Referee says play on. Hearts have it wide on their left. The white jerseys of Falkirk all flood back to get in their defensive shape. Hearts have given it away. Falkirk will try and build down the right hand side. Keelan Adams might be away there. Oh, he tried to stab it into the middle. That wasn't the right option, but they still might get the ball. There's a free kick there, surely. Referee plays a good advantage, because now down the left hand side is McCann. Can he get the ball into the area? He can. A touch is there. Will it fall to Marsh? Great save from the goalkeeper. Marsh has gone down there. A tackle comes in. The Falkirk fans want a penalty. Alexander Shvolov from about 8 yards out. A brilliant save from the goalie. It was straight at him, but there was power in that volley there from the youngster Louis Marsh, who could almost have made himself a Falkirk hero, but he blasted his shot straight at the keeper, who parried well.
I think there's a handball in here. I think there's a handball in here somewhere. I don't know if it's a Falkirk player or a Hearts player. There's definitely a handball. But with the way the ball breaks in the edge of the box, and as you say, gets a great contact on it, but it's straight down the middle either side. But then the Hearts players all throw themselves at it to make sure there's a block.
Andy Halliday, is there a handball?
I don't know if it maybe comes off Frankie Kent, but if it does look as if it's just above the t-shirt line. I don't know if you guys can tell us any different, but it looked as if Benny Beningame coming back pulls up the hamstring injury, and that's the last thing Hearts need.
He definitely does something. Definitely does something.
We're playing on. VAR would potentially have had a look at it. If they have done, they've seen nothing wrong, so on we go. The clock ticks up towards 27 of the 30 minutes of extra time. Hearts 1, Falkirk 1, but the momentum right now is with Falkirk. They very nearly got a late goal there, and had their goalkeeper Alexander Shvolov to thank for that good save from Louis Marsh. Falkirk though have a free kick. It's level with the 18-yard line, but it's wide on that right-hand touchline, nearly on the line, and it comes. Hearts just about get the ball away. Still Falkirk have it. Somebody goes down there. Is there a penalty? He's absolutely battering the ground in frustration. Well, Falkirk think they should have had a penalty. A yellow card instead for Dylan Tate. He's saying, well, wait a minute, VAR are going to have a look at this. He thinks he's going to get a penalty. He's been given a yellow card for simulation, I believe is the correct term.
Yeah, he's definitely dived over the ball to put the cross into the box. John McGlynn has got his arm around Brian Graham's neck, making sure he's ready to take penalties. I think Brian Graham's going to come on here in a tactical substitution for a penalty, but the ball lands in the 18-yard box. Dylan Tate just gets his toe to it and then falls, but Beningame's close to it. I don't think there's anywhere any...
Well, Beningame's holding the back of his hamstring, Andy Halliday.
Yeah, no, you're right, it's a dive by Dylan Tate, so it's a correct decision for the referee. And going back, it came for a really scrappy bit of play before it goes out to McCann on the left hand side, and you just notice Benny Beningame as he's running back hold his hamstring. And I mean, we've talked about the exertions these Hearts players have gave over the last 7 days, but an injury to Longshanklin and Benny Beningame at this stage of the season
looks like cramping Beningame, I think, because he just jogged off and he's going to come back on.
2 minutes left in the cup tie. Is there a goal before we get to penalties? Hearts 1, Falkirk 1. It's been well contested, it's been absorbing. We did have some moments of quality in the second half of normal time. It's been pretty attritional in these extra 28 and a half minutes that we've played. The scoreline remains the same. Hearts have the ball in Falkirk territory. They've run it out. Chesnikov can't get control of the football, though that should, I think, be a throw into Falkirk. Referee is just waiting for the substitution, and sure enough, the Hearts number 7, the Falkirk number 7, Brian Graham comes on, and Kyrell Wilson, I think it is, going off. Well, that's interesting, John Rankin.
Yeah, it's obviously he's obviously looking at penalties. That's the only thing he can be doing. I mean, Wilson,
he's been a bag of it. He's been great since he was on Kyrell.
Made a huge impact in the game
as well.
Yes, huge impact in the game. But put Brian on. now Brian's obviously comfortable taking a penalty, and that's what he's brought him on for. But with a minute to go, he's relying on him. Knowing Brian will probably think, get a corner, put a ball in the box, and I'll score you the winner before he even gets the penalties.
Well, I think both sides want to try and finish it if they can before we get to penalties. Hearts at the moment are maybe looking the more likely because they have the ball deep inside Falkirk territory. This may be the last play of the game, the last action of the game. Hearts have the football in the centre circle. Pretty much everybody's forward. Can they get one last ball in the box? Harry Milne's on it inside Falkirk territory. Benny Benningham, he doesn't look too sure on his feet, but he's played a nice ball inside. It's a poor one though there from Kabore. Hearts still have it though. We have now played the 30 minutes of extra time. It's 1-1. On we play. Hearts have the football. 1 minute I think is added on. I think I heard 1 minute. So here we go. We are into the last 50 seconds of the extra minutes at the end of extra time of this 4th round Scottish Cup tie at Tynecastle under the lights. The fans now engaged because if their team can get a goal, we won't have penalties. If they can't, we will. 30 seconds left. Falkirk have the ball. Will they just hoof it away into Hearts territory? They do. Not very far though. The new Hearts captain after the departure of Shankland, Frankie Kent, right-footed, goes for the long diagonal. This is it if Hearts want to finish it before penalties. Kizaridis is over there. Harry Milne is over there. It's out for a throw-in to Falkirk. I think that'll be it. I think we're heading to penalty kicks. That's why the Falkirk fans are happy. They're really happy with the efforts of their team. We have now had the full-time whistle from the referee after extra time. It still remains Hearts 1, Falkirk 1. We will have penalty kicks. Andy Burke.
Well, what a dramatic Scottish Cup tie. And Andy Halliday, you don't know where to start with this. The second half just exploded into life, extra time. The energy kind of sapped into it, but Falkirk could have won it there towards the end. Yeah, they could, and do you know what? Credit to both teams, credit to both managers. They've put a whole load into this tie, even in extra time there. I think all 22 players that were on the pitch at the time were trying to drag every last bit of energy within them. Falkirk looked as if they had an unbelievable opportunity to win the game in the dying embers. It just falls to Marsh on his left foot. He strikes it ever so clean and anywhere but right down Swallow's midriff. It goes into the back of the net, and we're not watching penalties now for the next 5-10 minutes. So, but listen, great cup tie. It'll be very interesting to see who's going to take a penalty and who's not, because there was so many players on their last legs pulling up with cramp. We know for sure Brian Graham's going to take one. He's came on the 120th minute. So, listen, good cup tie. To be honest, I think over the piece of the 120 minutes, I think penalties is a fair way to settle the tie. Yeah, I think it is, and John Rankin, it has been a game that has taken its toll, and you know, Hearts fans will be thinking in the here and now, get through this on penalties, but they'll also be thinking at the back of their minds, Lawrence Shanklin got off injured. A, he's not there to take a penalty, which he certainly would have done, but B, the risk of him missing a very big game next week as well. Yeah, I mean, the bigger picture of Shanklin's went off injured is not great, but you're hoping it's just fatigue. As I said, the 3 games this week. So it's not great losing him. You see Beningame holding his hamstring, but listen, these are the demands in Derek's squad. You see the game last Sunday, they go down to 10 men. They play again Wednesday down to 10 men. Extra time tonight, but I'll tell you what, their fitness levels are great. They continue to work, they continue to graft, and it's been an entertaining 120 minutes. But what it has been, there's not been a lot of quality, but it's been a certain cup tie. It's been blood, thunder, lots of guts. But the interesting part, Hearts are at home, and I think by the looks of what's happening here, the penalty shout's going to be at the Falkirk end of the stadium. Yeah.
I think there was a big shout there because the Falkirk, did they win a toss there? I think
they won a coin toss.
They won the coin toss, and that was a big roar.
Falkirk won the toss, and Brad Spencer did a big exaggerated point towards the Falkirk stand, and that's where probably the big roar comes from. But listen, you're always trying to look for some form of advantage in penalties, and if shooting towards your fans is one, then it's going to be interesting. Right, we're almost ready to go. Penalty shootout, Hearts and Falkirk. Who will earn a place in the Scottish Cup 5th round? Kerridine San.
At 25-11 on a Saturday night, it's quite the weekend in Edinburgh, isn't it? 4th round of the Scottish Cup, a penalty shootout to decide who goes to the last 16. It finished Hearts 1, Falkirk 1 after extra time. Blair Spittle for Hearts will take the first penalty against Scott Bain in front of the Falkirk fans who are doing their best to put him off. Up he comes, right-footed. Brilliant penalty to the goalkeeper's left. Scott Bain dives to the right. It's 1-0 to Hearts. Blair Spittle. The boos now from the Hearts fans, who are trying to put Brad Spencer off for Falkirk, because it's Brad Spencer who'll try to keep Falkirk level in the penalty shootout. Alexander Schwoller wants the ball respotted. He's not going to get it. Brad Spencer for Falkirk. Scores! Schwoller nearly got his right hand to it. The Falkirk fans cheer as Spencer takes a good penalty kick. It is 1-1 in the penalty shootout.
Good penalty. It was a good penalty. Goes to the goalkeeper's right, but it's always going away from him. It was right in the side net, and so good penalty to Brad Spencer. 2 good penalties to begin with.
2 good penalties. Can Alexandros Kiziridis keep things going?
Yes,
it is
left-footed,
isn't it? The third penalty, Hearts' second penalty. Kiziridis for Hearts. Up he comes, right-footed into the bottom right-hand corner. He tells the Falkirk fans to be quiet. He's indulging in a little bit of banter. He's telling the Hearts fans, come on, lovely penalty from Kiziridis. It's 2-1 to Hearts. Now this is interesting. Up from the back comes Liam Henderson for Falkirk.
You're talking about giving the punters a bit and the fans a bit, but I think he's actually gave the goalkeeper a bit, because he stepped back and look, he's going to hit this left-footed, and then he runs all the way around it to take it to his right. The game's at everything.
Liam Henderson, the centre half, has the task of
former Hearts player.
This former Hearts player, absolutely. Up he comes, left-footed, brilliant penalty, high above the diving Schwoller, who went left. Right area, but high into the top corner. Brilliant penalty from Henderson. 2-2.
Great penalty again. Left-footed, steps up, goes across his body right into the top corner. 4 really good penalties.
So is that Kabori now coming forward for Hearts?
No, it's not Kabori. 11.
Yep.
Yeah, Kabori. Yeah.
Kjell-Andre Kabori for Hearts. 2-2 in the penalty shootout. Kabori waiting to take it. Scott Bain jumping up and down. Up he comes Kabori, left-footed, puts the goalkeeper the wrong way, and again indulges in a little bit of banter with the Falkirk fans. Great penalty from Kabori. 3-2 to Hearts. Now the Hearts fans are trying to put pressure on Falkirk.
That was the calmest one out of the lot. He just goes and stands up, waits the goalkeeper moving, and just slots it home. Brian Graham, this has been brought on for.
Brian Graham.
Bringing people on.
Is this his first kick? Is this his first kick of the game? Did he touch the ball when he came on? Brian Graham for Falkirk. Schwoller has come off his line to try and put him off. Referee Nick Walsh is telling him to get on with it. It's 3-2 to Hearts in the penalty shootout. Brian Graham stands with his hands on his hips, waiting to take the penalty. Up he comes, right-footed, brilliant penalty to the bottom left-hand corner, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. 6 perfect penalties, 3 apiece. Who's going to miss? Never in doubt. Brian Graham, 37, 38-year-old, all the experience in the world, knows exactly what he's doing, been brought on with a minute to go of the game. First kick, only kick, puts it in the back of the net. Who's going to win it? Elton Kabangu for Hearts now, with the score at 3-3 in the penalty shootout. Elton Kabangu comes up left-footed, misses the target completely. The Falkirk fans go wild. It remains 3-3 in the penalty shootout, and that's a terrible penalty by Elton Kabangu. You must at least hit the target, you must at least make the goalkeeper make a save, but it was horrible. It was right into the middle of the fans behind the goal. Advantage Falkirk if they can score this. Now who's this coming up for Falkirk?
Dylan Tate. Definitely Dylan Tate. Swallow's got his gloves off.
Dylan Tate for Falkirk. With the penalty shootout poised at 3-3. This to go 4-3 ahead for Falkirk. Dylan Tate against the goalkeeper, top left-hand corner, advantage Falkirk in the penalty shootout for a place in the last 16 of the Scottish Cup. Harry Milne must score or Hearts are out.
Yeah, he's got to score. A poor penalty for Cabango. It looks as if it's sat up. It almost like when he kicked the ball, it was a bobble. Went wildly by the post or over the bar. Now it's Harry Millen. Can he keep Hearts in it? He's got to score this to put the pressure on. Scores this and he puts the pressure on Falkirk. But it was a great penalty with Dylan Tate under the circumstances. Big moment this.
Off he comes with the penalty kick, and it's a good one. It's right down the middle. Goalkeeper dives the wrong way, and it's back to 4-4. Now then,
Ben Parkinson, it looks like.
is this the goal scorer in normal time? Ben Parkinson, is he the Falkirk hero? They are one kick of a football away from the last 16 of the Scottish Cup. They've played so well tonight. They went ahead. It was Parkinson with the goal. Can he be the Falkirk hero? Is there penalty agony for Hearts once again? They went out of the League Cup on penalties to St Mirren. They are now at home. It's 4-all in the penalty shootout. All the Falkirk players have scored their penalties. Ben Parkinson with one kick. Up he comes now. Right-footed. Scores! Ben Parkinson is the hero for Falkirk. It's Falkirk who are through to the last 16 of the Scottish Cup. A sensational penalty shootout victory over Hearts, whose players are crestfallen in the centre circle. Ben Parkinson and all of the Falkirk players have run away to their fans to celebrate. And why not? They have enjoyed their night out in Edinburgh, haven't they? What a performance from Falkirk. What a set of penalties. What a team under John McGlynn. Cabango missed the crucial penalty for Hearts. Falkirk were absolutely perfect, and it's Ben Parkinson with a brilliant strike of his right foot, having scored in normal time, that takes Falkirk through to the last 16 of the Scottish Cup.